And it's liftoff, day 2 of the DRF, as they're calling it out there. Dublin Racing Festival. We'll be bringing you plenty of action at Musselburgh as well. We're pretty much following the terrestrial TV domestically, although we might put a little surprises in there for you as well. Racing Post Live. Ding ding, round 2, Irish Champion Hurdle, the undisputed highlight of the day. Who are you with? This is an interactive show. Like and subscribe on YouTube. That's how you have your say. Sunday service at its best. Oh yes, what fun we had yesterday. Weren't there some corking performances? How have you reacted for Cheltenham? Did we see any Gold Cup winners? I think we might have done. Did we see any Brown Advisory winners? I think we might have done. Did we see the Triumph Hurdle winner? I'm not so sure. Today it carries on. Unmissable action. This is the place to be. If something reacts on a racecourse, so will we. All right, Dave Orton with you this afternoon. Bidding for the Racing Post Live trophy. If you're new to the show, we're going to put up a trade in every single race. We do a lucky 15 for you. We'll get that out of the way shortly. We're partnered up with the Injured Jockeys Fund until the Gold Cup day at Cheltenham to try and send them some love and a big fat cheque after the Fox Hunter, which will be our final race. Would you believe it? It's coming up. The weather's getting better out there, isn't it? So is the show. Like and subscribe then. Get involved. Anything on Twitter. Hashtag RP Live. Who's with me? That's what you're asking. Yesterday we had Charlie Post and Robbie Wilders. Robbie Wilders somehow shared that trophy with me. Professional suicide? Might have been. Last week I came good though, and I'm still undefeated because I beat Mattie Batchelor.
Hello Dave, how are you?
Are you going to try and wrestle this bad boy off me today?
Well, normal service is resumed today. We've got a couple of pros in because yesterday's scores were absolutely abysmal. You should be embarrassed. But we are here.
Yeah, it was. I think there was like 50 points up for grabs, and I got 13 of them. Now he's back. He's one of our own. He's one of our own. G-Rod. He's one of our own. Hello, Graeme. Rodway back onto the service.
Yeah, thanks for the chorus. Yeah, very nice to be welcomed in.
Well, I had to give you a big, because people aren't going to recognise you today, G, because your hair's slightly different. You look like that sort of science teacher nobody wants.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that you might go for a drink with in the pub instead of, getting GCSEs out of him.
Yeah, shame Betfair Barry isn't here, isn't it? Because you always used to talk about going down to Turkish for a bit of a tidy up, and I think I need to make it down there for a bit of a tidy up. But it's not as bad as it was during lockdown, of course. During lockdown, it was a bit like Wurzel Gummidge. Not quite there yet, but I'm looking forward to getting down to that Turkish and them getting a nice hot towel massage. It'd be lovely.
You of course were in London yesterday, so you're fresh as a daisy. A nice easy journey in.
Yeah.
And you're such an abysmal performance. You said that we put up yesterday. Nothing. What's worse than abysmal? Because it was G-Rod with his tipping when he was on last Saturday.
Hold on. Let's give the man a break. Congratulations are in order. What did you win yesterday?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, back on track with the punter versus pro.
Finally.
Hey.
Yeah, to be fair, I think it was Oliver Clark, I think was his name, the fella. He did get 2 good winners, including a 6-1, but it wasn't enough to match mine. So, yeah, back on track with that. And I'm quite confident that the trophy is coming my way today, Dave. Last week, yeah, I agree, was a little bit abysmal, but I wanted to lull you both into a full sense of security. And today I'm going to come through and after seeing the standard yesterday, as Batch says, 13 points, you and Wilders, 13 points. And 5 of those were Galopin de Champ.
I mean, you wouldn't even be bringing it up today, would you, G-Rod?
No.
I mean,
actually, you should not even be allowed to have that trophy.
I'm undefeated. I've got 19. I picked these 2 last time. So, look, let's have some fun. We're going to put on Lucky 15. But look, here we go. Here's the RP Live trophy. Only 13 out of 50 points yesterday. And 5 of them were Galopin de Champ.
What was Posty up to? What was Posty up to?
Yeah, Posty had an absolute shock. He was like, it's not over. It's not over going into the last. And, of course, the Masters Handicap, he was beaten after a fence, which was delightful. So here's what's coming up on the show for you today, then. All the highlights, of course. We're actually kicking off at Musselburgh with the Triumph trial up there. Paul Nicholls, big day for Team Ditcheat across the border. And Ladbrokes Novice Chase, Mighty Potter, with or against what we're going to see in the Turners market. We'll be giving you all the reaction to the anti-post markets. They were lively yesterday, weren't they? What did you make of Lossy-Mouth? What did you make of Galopin? Let's hear it. If you didn't get your shout out yesterday. Scottish Champion Handicap Chase. I really fancy one in that at a price. Dublin Chase. Who's going to finish second? The Blue Lord. Is that what it is? But we saw them beaten yesterday. It can happen. Back up we go, of course, and we finish off... well, we don't actually finish off with Honeysuckle, but can I just say, this is an Irish Champion Hurdle for the ages, right?
yes, yeah, very good. I mean, listen, I think in your heart you want Honeysuckle to come back and win, but do you know what the head thinks? I think she's going to struggle.
shall we get the lucky 15 out of the way, and then we can concentrate on the great mare's chances of winning a 4th Irish champion hurdle? What is that time? At 3:40. I've got that. That's not the time of the Irish champion hurdle, is it? I don't think. I'm not sure it is actually. I think that's when we go off. We've got Facile Vega starting this stuff, haven't we? Of course.
Yeah.
We have got Facile Vega. This is going to be a big moment. Now, Paul Keeley is in Dublin, and he's been angering the fans of not just Facile Vega, not just Willie Mullins, but Quavega fans have been coming and having a go as well, because of course that's his mum, Facile Vega. Kills has been saying terrible price, won't win. You know, all that sort of stuff. Today we find out, right?
I can imagine that he has taken a bit of stick, because I was at Sandown with him a couple of years ago when he was dead against Envoy Elen. When Envoy Elen was unbeaten and looked like the second coming, Kills was saying to everyone that Envoy Elen is not as good as you think he is. And the amount of stick that he took at Sandown that day from the Irish people who came over and were absolutely convinced Envoy Elen was running the next day.
So it's like throwing dog muck at the Messiah to some people on Twitter, isn't it? It's unbelievable. Just for giving an opinion. I mean, you've never had that, have you?
Not at all. No, I mean, I find personally that the Irish tend to be a little bit more protective of their great horses than we are in Britain. DJ aside, you're talking about David Jennings aside. I mean, David Jennings tends to be quite,
he's not so partisan.
He's not so partisan, but generally speaking, I find that Irish punters like to back Irish horses, whereas I try and back the winner.
Well, all right, okay. So which of course you do successfully. You reckon you'd have cleaned up yesterday if you're on the show?
I would definitely have cleaned up yesterday.
Right, well, let's see if we can clean up with the lucky 15. The first is about to go off at Leopardstown, and again we'll keep an eye on the action as it's going. But our first race is at Musselburgh. That Triumph Trial, 1:22. Why not 1:20? I don't know. They're never even off at time anyway, aren't they? I mean, there we are. But let's get the lucky 15 up. Now, you're going to learn everything about the Racing Post. We're going to showcase all our good stuff here today, including the Racing Post app. And let's get it up then. And you will see a G-Rod putting the bets on today. Now, last Saturday you had the spinning wheel at some point. You were getting all in a mess with it. But that's the sort of point we're learning. You're such a sterling performance this weekend. Let's get it on. No problems, please.
Let's get it on. What are we starting with, Dave? What's your nap of the day? Come on, let's get it out the way early. What is the Dave Orton nap going to be on?
We're going for business today, all right? This is for the Injured Jockeys Fund. I think Marty Potter wins. I'm a big fan of James de Burley. I think the market's got it right in that. But I think like Jerry Colomb, who's just, if he didn't have my heart yesterday, Jerry Colomb's got it now. I think this chap will stamp his ticket as the favourite for the Turners.
So you want to take the 11 to 10 on offer?
I'm very happy to do so, yeah. I'm very happy to do so. I put up a big price yesterday. I can't remember. It was Dolos. He was running a shocker, Dolos. But yeah, what a shout in that one. So I've got a bit of credit there.
I'll get him on there.
Yeah, is that on?
Then we're going to, where are we going to, Batch?
State man for me, the champion hurdle.
State man.
Out of the way.
Yep.
2 shorties so far then.
10 to 11 state man.
Well, because of course we get best odds guaranteed here. That's what we're doing on the app.
I don't mean to be dull, but I'm going away from Leopardstown.
That's fine. Musselburgh for you?
Back to Musselburgh, yeah, so we can come back out and go to
Could have done Hereford today if you wanted as well. We could have watched a bit of love on that.
Yeah.
I think it might be against your good thing. Let's see. Pay the Piper, yeah, 7 to 2 for me.
That's not my betting though, right?
That's in the 155. That you said you had a good thing for that.
Well, I said I really like one in it. I'm not sure it's a good thing, but I mean, a good thing is, it's like, a good thing is Marty Potter.
Like state man, that's a good thing.
We're looking at the target. He's sort of, you need glasses on, so you do wear glasses as well, don't you?
I do. I almost wore them today just to complete the look, but I didn't do it.
Right, well, okay. So we've got...
What's the final one?
We've got Willie Mullins, we've got Gordon Elliott, and we've got Anne Hamilton.
Anne Hamilton.
Beautiful, love it.
Yeah, proper trainer.
I've also started to fire again a little bit.
Proper
Thomas doing the lightning chase, doesn't he?
Yes.
Okay, and Peter Piper has got a right old chance in that. He's one of the obvious ones. We do, these days, open the floor up to you, because it's a 3-man panel, lucky 15, of course, 4 legs. What was, drum roll please, the choice of a Buffalo Soldier in the Potence, which we're covering up there, 2 in the Triumph Hurdle, they fancy, Phil Dewar and Affadil, but the winner is Indigo Breeze, which is 2 points today from Keels in his Sunday Sizzlers.
Very much fancy this horse myself, Dave.
And that's about, you do as well?
I do, yeah, very strong on Indigo
I suppose
Breeze.
if you take the real whacker as the guide, you can read that in the members club, okay? Again, sign up to the members club. This is your great chance to do so. You get 50% off your first 3 months. Get involved. It's all there. You get all the premium content, and Keels has gone heavy on that, hasn't he?
Yeah, so if we take 4 to 1 about Indigo Breeze, and then we hit the bet slip down the bottom there.
What is it?
We've got 4, 10, 11 to 10, Mighty Potter, 10 to 11 State Man, 7 to 2 on Pay the Piper, and 4 to 1 on Indigo Breeze. We're going for the lucky 15, aren't we? So we have to go right the way down there. £1, win.
Yeah. £1 win.
2 shorties in there, so we won't do any of that each way nonsense.
No, not
doing.
today.
Place bet, and there we go. We're on for our £296.60 if we get it up.
For a £15 outlay, all right? So that, if you don't want to go look and play in every single race, and the safe gambling is what we're all about here at the Racing Post, all right? Very, very much on a weekend like this, you can just about fancy everything you look at and try and solve every puzzle. There's a small outlay, and we'll have some fun along the way, and it's for the injured jockeys' fun, so we will play for charity. Right, let's hear from you guys out there as soon as we can. We've got a little bit of time coming up. In fact, we've got plenty of time, haven't we, for to the first race. Shall we have a little recap of yesterday? Are we good for that? Mission Control, Sam and Will are in Mission Control. Are we good for that? We're good for that. We're good for that. We're good for that. I'm going to need a hearing aid if they keep talking to me that loud in there. But it's not just me that shouts, believe it or not. Do you know what? I said to my son, who's watching today, probably somewhere along the line, my father-in-law quite likes to get it on after a Sunday lunch or a Saturday lunch or something like that. And he went, we'll certainly hear you, Dad. Cheeky little I've been out managing his football team this morning and drove.
Did you win? Did you win?
We did 3 games to 1. We beat Stoke Mandeville Stags, who are a good little operation. Stags.
Very good.
And Stoke Mandeville, near the hospital. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, a good little team.
Hat trick or not?
Stags. No, my son scored 2 actually.
2, excellent.
Yes, it was 5-4. We lost 5-3 one game somehow. Ooh. And 4-1 and 3-0. So there we go. Yes, indeed. Sea Green United. We're on the way up. Okay. Let's anyway, a bit of fun. And let's concentrate on what happened yesterday. Then I'm gonna have to try and remember it. But there was this. I don't want to say muggy, but there was this short-priced acca, wasn't there? And I was saying on What a Shout, our feature show that we do on Friday. I think we were talking about In the Know as well. Probably even in the Dublin morning shows. Who enjoyed that out there, by the way? And that was a really good show this morning, wasn't it? And it was Lossiemouth, it was Galloping, and who was the third leg, I was asking? Is it Facile Vega? And Johnny Deneen just thinks this is the second coming, who joined us. He's one of our own, by the way, now. That was great on Friday. And was it Blue Lord, I think? And straight away, the first leg went burning down, Batch. You obviously watched that yesterday. It was Team Mullins versus one of the Bromheads in a rag, basically. And they all got in each other's way.
Yeah, Mullins is second string, so to speak, sort of cluttered Lossiemouth's chances, dropped her right to the back, and Paul Townend had to come round the Elses. And
he's learnt from Ruby Walsh, hasn't he, to get on that inside.
Yeah.
But it is, as you said to me in the office when I came in, it's a dangerous game to play.
It is a dangerous game to play. Listen, you want to try and, as a jockey, you want to save ground. You're on the best horse in the race, so 9 times out of 10, them horses will get you out of trouble because they travel so well and they get you there. Yesterday, it was quite close to home. He's had to take evasive action, gone wide, and you know what? To me, it just proves. I see that she's drifted out for the Triumph market, which is probably good because I think she still showed.
Well, Posty was all over her for that. He said she definitely still wins.
What an engine to get back to where she got to. That's more impressive.
To you then, G-Rod. Has she now Mullins afterwards? Who saw that interview with Lydia Hislop in the pre-parade afterwards, in the winners afterwards, and he wasn't happy, was he, Mullins? He said, "Why hit her?" He basically said, the writing was on the wall. I believe it was the exact line that Willie used. Has it left a mark? Will it leave a? She's a juvenile filly, of course.
Yeah, it shouldn't do, should it? There's plenty of time, isn't there, between now and the Cheltenham Festival? I think that a lot of the time. It's overplayed, isn't it? Having a really hard race before Cheltenham. Maybe you could argue last season it did leave a mark on Shishkin, but then Energymin had a hard race there also and came out and won. So I think as long as there's time between the races, she should be fine. The question, I think, is how good is she? Is she as good as she looks?
Let's go back to the night Frank, which was at Leopardstown when she hosed up, and I mean visually it was very impressive. Garda de Massot or whatever, but also beat her. Yes, I say whatever. That sounds so disparaging, doesn't it? What was her name? It was Garda Marceau. Are we overlooking the winner a little bit? Because she was very keen through the race as well. That was her first run at Christmas for Mullins. She reversed the form. There were no hurdles, of course, because they've got that sunshine thing. Let's hope that doesn't happen there today, by the way, because it's blazing sunshine at Leopardstown, obviously. Glorious day.
Yeah.
Round will be quickening all the time.
Really disappointing when they miss out the last, isn't it? And it's hard to know what you're learning. So let's hope that it doesn't happen. I'm just not sure she's as good as she looks. I think a lot of the time in Ireland, and this is something that Britain gets the stick put out of them for, is having uncompetitive racing, but it's equally uncompetitive in Ireland a lot of the time.
You had to feel last Monday, guys out there, didn't you? It wasn't just us, and we do get most stick for it. I say we being the domestic team. it does seem like the media rhetoric and racing Twitter and everything is to say small fields, short prices, absolutely terrible game. Ducking and diving was the actual saying, and yet you've got 8 Grade 1s at Leopardstown over the weekend, and half of them are odds on.
Yeah, I mean, I ran out some stats earlier in the week in my weekender column and said that races, I think there were over 20,000 that were non-handicaps this season in Ireland. There have been 23 of them. 16 of those races featured odds-on favourites.
There you go.
And 10 of them, the odds-on favourites were 1 to 2 or shorter. So, yes, British racing can be uncompetitive, but Irish racing is at times equally uncompetitive because Mullins dominates so much.
Right, well, that was lossy mouth then. And again, have your say. We've got gaps in between the races today. We want to hear from you. We want to give you a shout out. Create the debate points. You make the show out there for us, basically. We've got the branch of it, the trunk of it, if you like, and then the branches can go all over the place, and that's what we love here. I can see a lot of the chat coming up as well. And Ewan Montgomery. Ewan, welcome along. What a name. What a panel today. Batch's mustard.
Thank you, Uncle Ewan.
He is mustard. He's also a bit of Marmite. You're like Coleman's. You either love him or it's a bit spicy. You know, and that's what the panel is like, you, and you're right. It is Coleman's mustard today, isn't it? It all comes on. First G-Rod, second Mattie, and then just hang on a minute, Dylan. I've got a little cousin called Dylan. It's probably him. I'm sure he totally likes me, to be honest. But there you go. All right. Cheers, Dylan. Welcome back to the show. Afternoon, everyone. Says Chris Timms out there. All the usuals are there. There's a reminder to download the app. And there is our charity Lucky 15. Mighty Potter, tick, please. Pay the piper. Look, really, really solid. State man. And your pick out there, guys, Indigo Breeze. We love it very, very much.
What do you reckon, Dave? I reckon old John Bon was watching The Masked Singer last night with his feet up, wasn't he? Not worrying.
Well, there were a couple of horses watching from their stable yesterday. We'll get to them. And John Bon had to be it, didn't he? I know that you're a massive fan of, and you actually come on, give your pronunciation.
Oh, Jean Bon.
Jean Bon, absolutely. And we've got 2 massive John Bon fans here.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't his biggest fan over hurdles, but I think he's a far better chaser than he was over hurdles. He was a decent hurdler. He obviously was no match for Constitution Hill. But El Fabiolo was the only other horse really that shaped John Bon up over hurdles.
Who won the Irish Arkle yesterday.
The Irish Arkle by quite a way, was it not?
There's the anti-post market up there for you guys. Like I say, if something happens, we will react as we watch the finish of the first race at Leopardstown. Will Gordon nail it, won't it? Again, that's the question. Okay, so John Bon, 11 away. Didn't really change that much. Al Fabiolo, huge mover in. Appreciated. What did we make of him yesterday, Batchy?
As you said earlier, Dave, I think it looked like he needs a little bit further.
He graduated from points, didn't he?
He just stays, and the winner, I think he needs to brush up on his jumping a bit, Dave. He made a few Horlickses on the way around, lands a little bit steep, but you're not going to get away with that round.
You know what Posty said about him? He's got a mistake in him.
Yeah, exactly that. Where, listen, I know John Bon, touch wood, he has been foot perfect. Sometimes you do a bit like Edwardstone. He's gone through his whole career, then he made that little error at Kempton, but he'd probably be better for it.
Yeah.
But John Bon as well, he hasn't made a mistake, and he just looks foot perfect. But yeah, he just needs to. Yeah, as Posty said, he's got a mistake in him, but he needs to brush up because I think Cheltenham fences might catch him out.
So we're winning the Arkle, yeah? We being the domestic team, guys, as well. Look, there was some. When you look at that, I mean, so Gerhardt, maybe he's steal the fly. Dysart Dynamo will run in it, we think, and you know what he's going to do. He's going to be the air, but as we saw in the Supreme, that's going to suit John Bon. Let's get to our first business race of the day. There is a team bet in this, guys, because we might be able to put one on. It is the Triumph Hurdle Trial at Musselburgh. Elizabeth Doyle, JP McManus won the first race at Leopardstown. That was a bit of a surprise, wasn't it, out there? So one to a smaller stable, that's lovely. All right, okay, there's the field up there. Field de Rat. Affordale's been a little bit uneasy to back it. I'm surprised about that. Bring Back Memories is there as well. Brian Hughes jumping on for John McConnell. Churchill lad shared out there as well, which is Harry Durham, wasn't it? That was Harry's made a bit of his name for himself. You've got to do that in your first season. And the outside of the lot, Freddie Robinson. I like Affordale here, guys. When we looked at the Triumph Market yesterday, I thought this guy maybe might win this and hopefully shake him up. We need something to shake up the Irish from a domestic point of view. There's no Hendo horses. This is Paul's best one according to the anti-post market. Who's with me?
No, I'm not, Dave. No, it was impressive at Taunton, but I like the John McConnell horse. Bring Back Memories. Hope Ryan Mania's all right because Brian Hughes rides it now, so I don't know what Ryan's done, but he's won over course and distance, and he was a fair performer on the flat, and looks like he's producing that over hurdle. So I think he's a big player.
All right, okay, G.
I'm with Bring Back Memories as well. Yeah, I don't fancy your one at all.
That's the team bet then, okay? Because it's a majority vote here. That's fine. I know he got no figure, Affodil, at Taunton.
Time was garbage.
Yeah, but he did what he had to. He won pretty easily.
Time was garbage. Bring Back Memories is the team bet, yeah?
Yeah, it is now. Of course, he is a course winner, of course. And John McConnell also didn't really fire yesterday. I fancy one of them later on. But Ryan Manny up, not in the plate. Brian Hughes takes the draw. And he always goes home with one, doesn't he? Is this the same owners of Collington yet, by the way? It's very similar colours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Collingham, who won yesterday at the track. Cooper's Cross colours, of course, who won the Sky Bet Chaser. These owners are having a great time of it.
Should we go 20?
That's fine. First team bet on for the Injured Jockeys Fund. Yeah.
For Batch and I, the two informed tipsters in the...
Absolutely. Yeah. The horse that Affodil beat at Taunton as well, he come out at
Trees.
Southall and got absolutely...
I just think it was substance for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was quite easy to back that day as well, Affodil. He's in the Frodon colours, isn't he, of course, or the Voigt colours. Yeah, I don't know. He was pretty good in France. I think you'll like the slightly drying ground up there. I'm hoping that we see one that can come out of this. Let's have a look historically at this race and see who's won it in the last 10 years. I mean, can he get Triumph Hurdles in this run? When is this Impulsive one?
There may have been
Time White won it. You're talking about Boodle's horses, aren't you?
Yeah.
Semetigal, Tommy Silver, of course. He was a good horse. Hargan was a good horse.
This race is one that Henderson...
They're all nearly horses, though.
We Have a Dream won it. The ill-fated We Have a Dream. He went to Aintree and won the Grade 1, didn't he, if you remember? Yeah, okay.
I thought it was a two-horse race between Bring Back Memories and Phil Duran. I think your one will be tailed.
Tailed?
Yeah.
All right, he's starting to wind me up already. I mean, how long have we been on the show? Literally 20 minutes, and he's already getting in my face. All right, fair enough. All right, let's spice it up a little bit. Who's going to win this trophy today? 5 points for a win. Let me go put it there so you can see it. I'll be calling the races for you as we go. Throw into Mattie to give some perspective of exactly how the jockey's looking. You know what Charlie posted yesterday? We were on Cobden Camelot because at Sandown, he said when Harry puts his knees out, it means he's in trouble.
Oh, okay.
His knees go out. I said he looks like Andrew Thornton. He went, shut up. But Andrew used to give it a bit of that, didn't he? So if you watch Harry Cobden...
Harry Cobden's absolutely delighted.
Oh, well, that's it, exactly. Jockey coach is telling him, but he says, look, when he gets his knees out, he means he's not quite happy with the horse. So Affodil, if the knees go out, let's go on Affodil Cam, I'll be on it.
We go on knee cam.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Let us know where you're watching the show today. It's Sunday service. We're going to have fun as ever here on Racing Post Live. And we're off and running for the 1:22. Was that on time? Oh, well done, Musselburgh. Off we go. And who's going to take him up then? Churchill Lad, Rebecca Menzies. I'm pretty sure that did Tom Seagull and Paul Keeley put this up.
They may have
when they go for two, it's always very interesting, isn't it? The market reacts.
Yeah.
This guy's being kept very wide. He's very keen under Nathan Moskra. On the inside, Paddy Brennan on Fidoir. Fallen last time out. Quite keen indeed. Affodil, lovely stamp of horse, Affodil. Just in behind them, going well. Bring Back Memories on the inside. Typical Brian Hughes. Freddie Robinson, the rag, sees them in and shared a horse that was inherited off the flat in some famous colours for Harry Durham. Got the job done at the first time of asking on his hurdling debut at Donny. Can he follow up in this better race? What sort of pace are we going? G looks muddling to me.
Yeah, it looks... Well, 29 mile an hour is one of their... we see this all the time, don't we? 29.30 is kind of about standard over this sort of trip, I think. But they're not flying along, but they're not going slowly either. I think yours is already in trouble, Dave. He's a bit keen, isn't he, old Affodil?
Don't try and wind me up. This is what Posty does. Early on, we were doing it too much.
He's a bit keen, do you not think?
But the knees are firmly locked to the saddle, aren't they, G-Rod?
Well, there you are. You're throwing Posty under the bus now. He's gone up to Yorkshire today, Posty, because he reckons he's going to win a point-to-point up at Duncan Park, apparently, he thinks. Anyway, there we are. Shed's not looking very happy, guys, is he? Not enjoying that bend at all.
No.
Of course, he went the other way round at Doncaster. Here we are on the AstroTurf bend, which does sometimes catch him out a little bit, doesn't it? Now, we referenced you yesterday, Batchelor. You have one ride up here in your career, and you've never been fast around the track. Not even in Jersey.
No, it's a sharp track, old Musselburgh, yeah.
All right, and Churchill Lad is pressing on the gas then. Fidoir, very well found in the market. They think she's going to bounce back, don't they? And in second. I'm loving the way Affodil's going, and you've got a target on my back, boys.
Yeah, we're travelling nicely here, Dave. One of the bad jump there by Bring Back Memories, just a little bit sloppy.
All right, of course I call Fidoir a she. Of course it is a he. And on we go then. And I don't know, if you're on shared, guys, I mean, it's not. They're the starting prices. All right, you can see that is the final start. Oh, wow. That was the Churchill Lad. Absolutely walked through that. It was about 4 out, I think. Fidoir running away at the moment with Paddy Brennan. We're calling them for you guys because we know not all of you have pictures. We know you're watching from all over the place. It was a great international.
Oh,
who was that?
That was a bad mistake by Bring Back
Oh,
Memories.
you see the pocket talkers. They're not looking at anything else in the race. All right, I'm on knee cam. The knees are firmly in on Harry Cobden. future champion jockey-elect, not when he's got his knees out. Bring back
It
memories.
looks like Andrew Thornton.
I know, it's remarkable, isn't it? It's amazing that Lenzio knew which way to steer, isn't it? Anyway, there we go. All right, so listen, okay, here we go. Churchill Lad then, big play this for Paul Keeley and Tom Siegel. Can it make, or was Keen early? I'm loving the way that Affadil's going, beat trees last time. All of a sudden, bring back memories on the inside. You've got to be handy now.
Come on, here we go.
Two were both keen early.
Oh, look, now all of a sudden, Harry Cobden
the
goes
knees.
outside.
The knees are out,
These are out.
He's getting first one. The knees are not out.
come on,
Two
Brian.
out, though, we are.
Bit of mess.
And on this jump will be key.
Whoa.
Affadil goes over it really, really well. Bring back memories, terribly outpaced. That's gone. It's relying on Dave Orton here. 5 points
gone.
could be.
We ain't
Gilderoy, you absolutely gone. You're outpaced it
we're
going
not
to the
gone.
last. Look at this. This could yet be one for the time
rubbish.
hurdle. Come on, pick it up. Go on, my old son. Over we go. That's
Whoa.
absolutely. We've got one more to go. We might have. I think that might have been 2 out, actually.
You're on the
Federer on
still
the
here,
inside,
Dave.
digging deep. Churchill Lad's coming back. Bring back memories. So
Weird race.
terribly flat-footed. Only question is, has he got there too soon, Harry Cobden? Let's go. Oh, he's a little bit towards into that. But we know he's got an all coming
Oh,
close
he's
as well.
bumping and barking.
Paddy Brennan's doing his best. The outside of the lot, Freddie Robinson finishes, but it's going to be too late. Paul Nicholls, it's a massive day up on Musselburgh for Team Ditchy, as I said. And the trophy goes to Dave Orton in the first race. Happy days. I told them. They never listened. That was a pretty ready performance. Whether it's quite up to Triumph Hurdle class, I do not know. But he's beaten the right horses, hasn't he?
He has, but I don't think it's up to Triumph Hurdle form, to be honest, Dave. I think, bring back memories, he was looking down a lot, Brian. He made a couple of, after his first initial mistake, he made a couple of howlers, and I think he was looking down. I wouldn't be surprised if he's pulled
Something
up
not
wrong.
quite right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's not going the way of John McConnell so far. A horse trainer from Ireland who we associate with targeting very successfully the British races, especially at this meeting. I'm hoping it goes better for him in the Potemps, let's put it that way. But this guy took it up at 3 out. He's still green, isn't he?
He's still-
You told me he beat garbage at Taunton. And this is why I am a senior analyst at the Racing Club. Okay, because I also know to trust my eyes. I don't just like you and go figures, figures and all that sort of stuff. You've got to keep your eyes on it. And he's still quite green, this horse, Batch, isn't he? But you always had a sense with the knees in
The knees,
of Harry Cobden that he was going to get up.
Yeah, he's beat 2 horses that have gone too quick. They've pulled too hard. I think you just got lucky, to be honest, Dave.
Oh, the
It's a long way-
community. are
it's a
loving
long
it
way
out
to
there, by the
go.
way. The community. And what was the starting price in the end of Affadil? 100 to 30. I mean, he was. I think he was around about 7 or 4 when the market.
He was a
first
huge
went.
drifter, wasn't he? It's because he probably put him too short, but nevertheless.
I don't think he's done a tap in front either. I
He's a
really don't. If
big-
you-
He's big green, baby, yeah.
Yeah, he's a very nice horse. Let's see. I mean, the votes can pay a bit of money. Look, Frodon, his famous colours. Let's have a look at his pedigree. They paid 255 grand for him at the Arcana sale. He's got a lovely flat pedigree. He's by Camelot as well. I'm going to have a quick look at Camelot as a jump sire, actually, the Derby winner, and see how he's getting on. But look, he's a nice horse. He's probably the biggest of them as well.
I
Batch.
don't
Yeah.
think you're going to see him in the Triumph Hurdle. I think that you're going to see him, if anywhere, you see him at Aintree. Because that's what Paul Nicholls tends to do with these 4-year-olds, isn't he? He doesn't like to run them in time.
Zarkanda is his last Triumph Hurdle winner, is it? I'll say it's not really a race you associate Paul with too much.
No,
is it?
Montmoral, of course, he
Montmoral.
won the Aintree race with that.
Montmoral, yeah.
I think sometimes now, especially, I mean, the Triumph used to be known as a rough, fast, ready race. And as you say, he's a big, burly baby and probably wouldn't suit that. But over the last few years, the runners in the Triumph have dropped enough. So they might, you know what, they might just say, let's give him a run, give him a bit more experience. Because I don't think that the Triumph is the race that it used to be when you had 20-odd runners and it was rough and he'd be knocked about and he'd be green as grass. But they might do, but it wouldn't surprise me if they don't, because as you say, he's got plenty of ground left into him, and it depends how good he is, I suppose.
Yeah, he's the sort of horse you're going to see him to come into his own over fences in about 3 or 4 years. You could see him turning up for a King George, couldn't you? And being quite well fancied. I remember seeing Clanders Oboe win as a juvenile at Newbury, I think it was, and he absolutely hosed up.
He wasn't a championship juvenile though, was he?
No. He was a bit like this though. He was a big babyish sort of horse who showed lots of potential, and then he just got better and better.
I think they'll mind this chap then. I mean,
I
they
think
paid a
they'll
lot of
mind
money
him,
for him, haven't
yeah. I
they?
think-
Well, look, Paul Nicholls on a Sunday gets us off to a flyer. Happy days. It's going to be one of those days. And we've got to go to Leopardstown next because Grade 1 action along the way. Grade 1 are plenties. I'll tell you what, you're going to get cold turkey after this weekend, aren't you? As a festival in its own right, it's great this, by the way, guys, isn't it?
I've been over there a couple of years in a row. It's
With McCoy and the crew.
yeah, Chanel who sponsored the Champion Hurdle. That's how I worked for them, so I was in their box, and yeah, great atmosphere, and I mean, they sort of a air of Cheltenham to it because you've got proper racing fans there. They just love all their horses, watching them, and they're just true fans. Yeah.
Apparently, it's a ram packed, isn't it, to the rafters? We're hearing 18 odd grand day yesterday worth of crowd, and the sun's shining, and it was a great price to get in over the 2 days, something like €44 or something like that for the 2 days. I mean, it's that to get a drink over here, isn't it? So it's just great to see. Really.
It's different, isn't it? It's different in Ireland. It's more of a sort of country, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like people
It'd
are.
be one of their more prominent sports in Ireland.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very country. There's lots of country people there, and they like racing.
Yeah.
You know, Britain is a little bit different in that sense. In that
You could go into any watering hole in Ireland and just mention a horse, and all of a sudden you're getting into several conversations about it.
I sometimes think with Britain and admission prices in particular, you're getting in almost. They put the price up on a par with some other sports that we have here, just because people want to go and see a big sporting event. So they put the huge prices on the Cheltenham Festival, and they price it almost the same as if you're going to see England play at Wembley, for example, because they consider it on a par with that. And I'm not entirely sure that's the way we should be doing it, but they're selling out Gold Cup Day, aren't they? So maybe I'm wrong.
Cheltenham is just, I think, it's a different beast entirely, isn't it? All right, okay, and you can now wear what you want, bar fancy dress, of course. So you're screwed.
Yeah. Well, that's good though. That's
It was
great.
Wilder's shirt yesterday. Honestly, the Big Lebowski. It looked like he'd been 10-pin bowling. It was unbelievable. He definitely had one button down too many as well.
What do you think about the change in dress codes?
I think
it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good thing, surely.
Yeah, of course it is.
Listen, you'll get your avid race goers, Cheltenham, who like to put on a suit, and that's fine. But you're attracting, because there's plenty of people out there going, do you know what, I would have gone, but I can't be bothered to dress up, and that's fine too. I mean, if you're going to go racing and something that bothers you is what someone else is wearing, then
that could happen, because you know what we're like with our divisions in racing. We just always trip ourselves up, don't we? But Wilders, don't fall off your chairs, came up with a great point yesterday. It means that you can go off on the hoof to a race course. Sometimes you've got to get your shoes out, you've got to go to your dry cleaners, you know what I mean, find the top. You've got to get it all sorted, haven't you? And now you could just go, do you know what, should we just go and watch the rest of the card at Ascot or something? Not Ascot, actually, it's a jockey club course.
Well, Ascot, yeah. And
Newmarket,
Goodwood's the same, isn't it? They're not less.
Goodwood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless you've got a Panama, you're not getting in there.
Don't really like Goodwood, yeah.
You don't?
No, I won't go too far into it, but it's a pretty snobby course, isn't it?
We've got Mr. Goodwood in Mission Control, and Mission Control are telling me we must move on to the Mighty Potter benefit race. Is it? I don't know. It is Grade 1 company. It is, of course, the Ladbrokes Novice Chase. Over 2 mile 5. You look at the roll call of honour here, guys. It's pretty good, isn't it? Galloping de Champs. We'll get to galloping. Don't worry now that the dust has settled and we've all had a sleep. We'll be talking about that later. Monkfish before the time that is. He could yet be making a comeback, doesn't he? Forheim, but we're talking about worldy horses. You remember when Bargarois went over there for Richard Johnson, won greatest?
That's the year I was over there, yeah.
What's that, yeah. But it is a lot of favourites I'm talking about there. Monolith, 11-4 before that. 6-1 for a horse called Disco, remembers the grade for Noel Mead and Jigginsdown. Outlander, 13-8 before that. You're doing better to find a bigger priced horse than Apache Stronghold winning it, basically at 9-2. 2-1 Buddy Casey and 6-4 Boston Bob back in 2013. The last 10. The reason why I'm saying that is because it tends to be stayers that come out of the top here. But we have to think that Mighty Potter is going to cement his credentials for the Turners, though. He's not going to be going up to the Brown Advisory, because it looks like he's got plenty of horses for that, early Elliots. And I just think he's got a whopping chance. And I'm looking at the exchange at the moment. I'm looking at the books out there. They're queuing up to back him. Everyone wants to be with the Potter, including me, who's got this as the first leg in the charity Lucky 15. So Mighty Potter for me. Anyone taking me on?
Yes.
Rack on, Batch.
Only because I want the trophy. I've still not got over the near miss, the gubbin. 1 point.
It was the gubbin.
So I'm going with James de Burley.
Big fan of this horse.
Yeah, he's jumping very, very slick last time out. I know it was on heavy ground, but Mighty Potter was also on heavy ground, so it sort of, I think it evens them up a little bit. And I'm just doing it to take on you, Dave.
Well, we've got, how many runners have we got here? We've got six runners, haven't we? We've got, it's basically Mullins, 5 Mullins inmates versus Mighty Potter. So if you're Davy Russell, I mean, you can sort of see now why he brought Davy Russell out of retirement, can't you? And try and convince him, because as good as Jordan Gainford was, and he was mustard yesterday on Jerry Colombe, this is the experience factor that you want going into these races, because Russell's not going to let this bother him at all. In fact, if anything, he's probably having a pop at him about potential antics already, isn't he?
That's right, yeah. And I mean, this is a big festival, a big 2 days, and nothing against the other chap, but he hasn't. You're chucking him in at the deep end.
Yeah.
So, and if you've got someone like Davy Russell there, it's a no-brainer. Listen, the kid in the future, it's that like the day yesterday at Sandown, he stood up and he was counted and he's won, and he'll be there one day. But from festivals like this, I just think sometimes you just need that bit of experience.
I'd wager that we're going to see the Turners winner this weekend, because there wasn't a hell of a trial from Banbridge yesterday, wasn't it? By the way,
yes.
What a run!
Oh, finisher,
taking off his feet at the second last and steamed on. Dual Cheltenham winner, including at the festival. I think, don't forget the Arkle for him. Surely it's the Turners. And Mighty Potter will be bidding to show him what he can do here, I think.
Has Banbridge got an entry in the Brown Advisory? That'd be an option as well.
Leave that one with me, while G-Rod gives his tip.
Yeah, do you think that if you're backing Mighty Potter, part of the problem... I have this thing now where I look at horses at short prices and I think to myself, right, who trains it and who's the trainer who's taking him on? And I'm not sure that I want to be backing a horse at even money when Willie Mullins has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses against me, because
I do get that.
My head tells me that Willie Mullins is God and Gordon Elliott is very good, but Willie Mullins is
Historically,
better.
this race, okay, Gordon has had 10 runners in the past decade for 1 place. All right. Willie's had 26, but 6 have won and 6 have placed as well. So 12 out of his 26 have either won or come second or third. It's his race, basically. As we mentioned, all those, I mean, Henry de Bromhead's won it, Noel Mead's won it, Warren Greatchurch has won it, but
it's picking the right one, of course. Like Batcher's gone for James Burley. I fancy Gaillard du Mesnil.
Now you're going. A lot of the community out there, guys. I'm reading your comments out there. I'm going to weigh in with a couple, if you don't mind. And Robbie Wilders is convinced that this is their Brown Advisory horse, not the National Hunt Challenge Chase horse. He's a second season novice. He finally got off the mark. I say finally because he'd been tried at the highest level, and he pretty much. And yet they got him over the line last time out. And a lot of people are basically saying, I'm taking a chance here on Gaillard du Mesnil. He has won, of course, over this trip in the Novice Hurdle, which opens the festival as a Novice Hurdle. That's when he first came into prominence. He then found Bob Ollinger too good in the Ballymore. This is a proper horse. And yesterday we were playing Town End Bingo. I mean, how difficult must it be for Paul Townend not to ride some of these horses? Obviously, Darrell Jacob, who was seen to such good effect on El Fabiolo, takes the ride on James de Burley. I call him James de Burley, like James Rodriguez. But we've got Kilcrut in there, he could have ridden him. Iron Maximus, who hasn't quite shown it yet. Danny Munnins could get a tune out of him. And adamantly chosen, who found Jerry Colombe too good last time. He's way overpriced with Brian Hayes on. I'm pretty sure the jockey booking's got something to do with that.
Yeah. It must be very difficult if you're Paul Town. Great problem to have, of course.
Great problem.
You wouldn't mind.
You're looking at me going, I don't think he's minding that much. And let's face it, he's had an unbelievable season again so far. For my money, he is the best out there at the minute. It's not just the horses he rides. I think
Did you see the ride in the Thyestes?
Genius.
Superb, yeah.
Because you're thinking halfway around, if you're on Carefully Selected, who won that, by the way. Man, what are you doing? We weren't even sure he was going to stay, and of course he got every inch. And that was probably what won in the race, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think that Gaillard du Mesnil, I don't know how this is going to go tactically, but you would presume he's going to be fairly close to the pace, wouldn't you? He's the proven stayer in the race, and I think that Paul Townend's got a chance of dictating it and maybe kicking off the bend and outstaying Mighty Potter at this sort of trip. I think the stiff track will suit him.
I'm a fan of James de Burley, as I said. If Mighty Potter wasn't in this, he would definitely be my pick, I think. He's a very, very good horse on his day. Do you remember on his debut for Mullins, they put him out in the Champion Hurdle, didn't they? He, of course, had a bit of an injury. He has shown at Punchestown on that. I mean, he's beaten 9 lengths by Classical Dream. Again, that's still pretty good form, though, isn't it? You know, that's Honeysuckle type form, isn't it? And Stayers Hurdley type form. And he was, I mean, it was a non-event really on his chasing debut. You know, 5 rivals, and he was half the track in front after 2 fences. He got in close to one, but all the way through that, I was like, ooh.
But he was good though
This guy looks good.
When he got in close to that, and he got up and over it.
Unlike El Fabiolo, he was clever.
He was, clever. Yeah, very clever.
I suppose we need to decide what we're going to do for a team bet,
I mean,
seeing as we're split on this
well,
race.
I've got Mighty Potter in the lucky 15, so we can have a little. If you want to go for a bet, it's between you and Batch. I mean, you know, you're level pegging on 0 at the minute.
Thanks for reminding us.
It'll all change. It'll all change.
Should we go for Mighty Potter to win and then one of our two to chase him home?
There's a delay we're hearing at Leopardstown, by the way, guys. We're not sure why. It's post time. Who said that? Who said that out there? Yeah, Toon 2020, who's one of our regular watchers, says, the first race was late. That'll be why they're catching up then. And look at the crowd there at Leopardstown. Marvellous, isn't it? Absolutely great to see. I think only a couple of years ago we were behind closed doors. Ugh. You know, you should rejoice.
Do you think that's made people's appetite a little bit more? You know, they really want to go because they weren't able to go a couple of years ago. And
over there, I don't think it matters.
they've got an appetite for us putting a bet on, by the way. So you two need to decide.
Okay, well, we'll
who's going to finish second?
Mighty Potter to win, and I think that your one is either a win or blowout selection, Batch. Whereas I think mine's absolutely guaranteed to be in the frame in the first
Can
three.
we split stakes on them? I don't know. Can we have a smaller bet? Is that sort of thing you might do here, but guys, like take a couple of the money sources to beat Mighty Potter? Can we do that? Is it odds not going to let us do it?
We could do, but I suppose we should do it the other way though. We should probably do Batch's selection to beat Mighty Potter and go out to Menil to beat Mighty Potter. Because if we would do it straight, then you're probably going to end up losing, aren't you?
Depending on which bookmaker you're using, of course, you can have your match bets and stuff like that. You know, obviously we're showcasing the app and we're looking for the best odds available to you on the Racing Post app. Again, guys, if you don't have it, it is the best racing app out there by a mile. You finally calmed down that we've changed it because you can see all the details in there. We're going to add to it so much. Go to the Google Play Store or the App Store, get it downloaded. It's free. And so much goes on. I even think Kills goes on there free now, doesn't he? Madness.
Come on, G-Rod, straight forecast. There's only one way to settle this.
I'm going to suggest doing a straight forecast with my one.
Go on. Well, look, like me in the first race, you can custard pie him, all right? Goes the other way.
Forecast. Should we go for 10? Should we just downstake slightly because we were quite confident in the first race, Batch and I, and that all went south.
No, it's not me that has to report to the powers that be on Monday if these go down.
We'll go for 10 and hope that it doesn't come out of my pocket if we lose.
Oh, I like that. Yes, indeed. The pub is not too far off, is it, after the show? That's for sure. Those of you watching out there on this Sunday, it catches some people out when we do a Sunday, of course, but all the good Sundays we're going to try and do for you. Don't worry about that. This is one of the best. In fact, is this the best racing weekend bar? Guineas, obviously, is very good, isn't it?
Oh!
Not very long to the flat, is it?
No, let's not go there. What's the other big weekend? Aintree, of course, but it's not Sunday, is it?
Cheltenham Sunday is good in November.
This is potentially the biggest weekend of the year now. We've got Cheltenham November. What are the other big Sundays?
Fontwell, the Salmon Spray.
You think on the flat, you've got Irish Derby, you know, all that sort of stuff, and you've got what's that great Flying Five weekend at Leopardstown when they do the... Oh, God.
That's at the Curragh, is it not?
Hard to remember. The Curragh do a great Sunday.
That's Ireland as well, isn't it? Irish Champions weekend.
Ireland tend to have obviously better Sundays than we do because it suits their racing pattern. But I don't know. Yeah, there was a lot to be said during COVID for great Sundays, weren't there? Where we had to catch up, you know.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Absolutely brilliant.
But the tracks don't like it, do they? Because they don't pull in the corporate money that they pull in on a Friday.
Devo says Peterborough Chase Sunday because that's Jerkin, John Durkin. What a brilliant
Gherkin.
Gherkin, the Gherkin. The Galloping de Champ. Jerkin race.
Yeah, no, there's lots of decent
Ark
Saturdays.
weekend, says Simon O'Neill. Another brilliant weekend. Yes, Simon, you're absolutely right. That's perhaps the biggest, isn't it?
It is good. Yeah,
if you're a flat fan, it's the best one.
Yeah.
Sunday service then. Welcome along.
Le Long Day's always on a Sunday.
Yeah, what would you have been doing? Enjoy cooking the roast probably for the family, wouldn't you? Right, did well say again, didn't they?
Yes, 88th minute, 3-pointer.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah.
Just such a well-run club.
Roberto De Zerbi.
Now, were you a Liverpool
names.
fan or were you a West Ham fan yesterday? Because you sort of flirt in between whichever you fancy.
Yeah, well, there's only one way you could go yesterday because obviously West Ham got a good point, didn't they, away?
Wolves.
Liverpool.
Liverpool were
Some sort of
pretty
danger.
terrible, wasn't he? I don't think Klopp would ever be sacked, do you?
Probably not.
No, not after what he's achieved. No way.
But yeah, they're certainly struggling because they're missing Virgil van Dijk, aren't they, big time?
Now, just quickly, Seamus Moore, while we're waiting for these horses to go down the post. Seamus, welcome along. He always likes to get in before the show starts, Seamus, with all his chat, you know, and all that sort of stuff. He always opens up the chat, and I always see it, Seamus. And is Rachel Blackmore going to be on Honeysuckle? She's been pulled from the 2:10 race. Did she have the fall then in the first, guys? We obviously haven't really seen that. I'm going to go back to that. Okay, the prices are updating on the screen, I believe, as we go along. But let's just. I'm going to have a look at that one. G-Rod, take it away. With the horses going down, is everything untoward from any runners, or are they all looking good? Well,
No, all looking good. They're obviously a little bit delayed, aren't they? We're 5 minutes past post time already, but we are at least getting down to the start. We've got Gaillard de Minil just taking a look at one of the fences, I think.
She unseated on Ryoga Choice, a 12-1 shot in the first. There's a bit of a carnage, wanted to risk Bell coming down, guys. So heavy fall.
That might be where the delay is as well.
That's probably why the delay is, I would imagine. So let's hope Rachel's all right.
Yeah.
I know it's like, I mean, who came in for that ride? Dear Lord. I mean, some game this, isn't it? But maybe they're pulling her from this race just to get her back.
Well, you get a bit of time, don't you? So the doctors will assess her, and if they think, I think you can. Well, over here, I think you can if you can sit out one race if you're not riding it, and they'll assess you again. So
Yeah.
That
I
is
don't know what the protocol is in Ireland, but
So talking of time between races, that is one of the big things that I've found with people that I take to the races for the first time, is that they find there's a little bit too long between the races. Is there any way, Batch, from a jockey's perspective, that we can quicken it up a little bit, you know, just make it 20 minutes between each race rather than half an hour, 35
Well, a lot
minutes?
was talked about this at the start of the season. Willie Mullins actually suggested it, the most prominent voice probably, saying we should make them quicker to make it less boring in between races. But there's so much that goes on in between, isn't there?
well, from an ex-jockey's point of view, if you've got a few rides and one after on each other, you run in, you've got to change. Sometimes if you've got a lighter, you've got to change all your britches. So the time seems to go quite quick when you're in there. So trying to sort of lessen that, you'll be rushing even more. Especially, as you say, if your first one, your Novice Hurdle, normally first race, next one's a handicap. Especially the boys that struggle a bit. You've got 11 stone in the first, then you've got 10 stone to do. You've got to change your saddle, you've got to get a lighter saddle, you get lighter breeches, lighter boots. So it's a lot of time consuming. So on the outside, yeah, it probably does seem a long time, but on the inside, you're sort of in, out, weighed out again and ready to go. So
Because when you go to
yeah.
when you go to football match course, you know, you're there for what, 2.5, maybe 3 hours max.
Yeah.
Racing's can be quite a long day, can't it? You can be there from 1
Steve's
till
Long
5.
out there is delighted that we're talking back about racing, because he said, why are you talking about football as you benders? Right, so it's like, and he's called Steve's Long. I mean, come on, Steve, come on.
What did he just call us?
It's all right. Well, he did, absolutely. I think he was aiming at you, actually.
Well, the Brighton fan, I mean,
Can
we block him?
They're off,
Can
we block him?
And Mighty Potter jumps off then. Second race then, coming your way. 1:40 at Leopardstown, over the 2 mile 5s. Who is going to stamp their credentials? But more importantly, take out this Grade 1. And it's Mullins versus Elliott Basilian. Davy Russell's got Mighty Potter in a lovely sitting third as Gaillard de Menil. A lot of people's idea, anti-post of the National Hunt Chase winner. Of course, finally off the mark, belatedly off the mark over fences last time. Will he be going there? Well, they're riding him with stamina, no problems. James de Burley in second. Mighty Potter not happy with the pace, actually, Davy Russell. He's now going up to the quarters. And he wasn't great there. James de Burley was in close. Kilcrew, of course, couldn't master Jerry Colomb, could he? At Leopardstown, Limerick, over Christmas. Well, he bounced back. I Am Maximus already about 10 lengths off, as adamantly chosen, who finished ahead of Kilcrew at Limerick on St Stephen's Day. He sees them in as well. Over we go. Slightly better there from James de Burley, but you can't be loving his shape over a fence, Matty Batch.
I think he wanted a quicker pace because the one before, he's just come out of Darrell's hand. He was very long. He got there because the momentum's took him, but I think Darrell would like the pace to quicken a little bit more, Dave.
All right, G, you're of course on the front runner. You're probably quite happy, are you?
very happy with the way this race is going, Dave. This is just how I dreamt it last night.
Good. And Danny Mullins, interesting, on I Am Maximus, also used to be with Nicky Henderson, has got a quirk or two. He's going all the way down the inside. Doesn't look happy already. He's got weird action, isn't he? I Am Maximus.
Yeah, I don't like him as all. So I think
Scratchy action.
yeah, I think he's a bit of a... He's a bit... I don't know. He's a bit
He's thrown a few away before, hasn't he? I remember when he came up
thinker.
against Hillcrest and I thought he was a bit dodgy, but Hillcrest obviously is a right old monster, isn't he? Hopefully we see him back at some point for Team Henry Daly. Kilcrook then in third, seeing in Mighty Potter by about half a length. And Davy Russell, very keen batch not to let Many get away. He obviously thinks that is the only danger.
Yeah, he's just got a target on his back, and Davy's in a lovely position. He's hands down on the withers. He's got a nice contact, but a nice little loop in the rain as well. And Mighty Potter's enjoying himself, and just see how he jumps this one.
Chase course at Leopardstown, yeah, very lovely. I mean, it's only Iron Maximus, then you could put another 0 on, I'd imagine, at this point. There are his starting prices, then he went off tips on, then 11 to 10 on, shade of it. Kilcrook was a big price, Kilcrook, wasn't he? Because he was, proper champion bumperalls not that long ago. James de Burley, he's not loving life so far, Batch, is he? And it's not like they're going really quick here either, is it?
No, I just think that first early mistake is just, when they come out their hands like that and it was too long, and he's jumped the next few, like it's frightened him a little bit, because when he went to the next, he went in and popped, but he's gave it a lot of height. So I think Darryl just wants to get his confidence back again, and because that was his strong point in the race before. He was slick, very slick jumping.
And if you're with Batch on James de Burley, you're basically hoping that the three in front of him just start to niggle at each other a little bit. It's all about tactics, isn't it? G-Rod, what should we be looking at here? You're still in front, mate.
That's better from James de Burley.
Very happy with Gaillard de Menil. I think that Mighty Potter's got him close to a couple, which I don't remember him doing at Ferrier.
This is such a good camera angle, isn't it, at Leopardstown? The inside camera angle basically shows you how size and scope of the horses. And Gaillard de Menil wouldn't be the scopiest horse here. James de Burley, real big, long, rangy, sort of old-fashioned sort of. Mighty Potter, absolute perfect looker, isn't he? He's jumping really well.
Good jump from
Better from James de Burley. Kilcrook still, he's been a little bit keen early on and adamantly chosen. Brian Hayes just sees him in. I think it's only Iron Maximus. He continues to sort of look like he's a handicap project in the making, I think, for Team Mullins. Right, on the far side then, and I can tell you that Mighty Potter on the exchange and running has gone rather short.
Yeah, good jump there by Mighty Potter. Almost took him into the lead, but he doesn't want to get there.
No, he just took him back a bit there. He landed there.
Davey.
Yeah, now, if you remember Davy Russell on Conflated in the Irish Gold Cup 12 months ago, what he does is he goes around the inside, and when he tries and quickens it going into the bend, I think he's going to utilise Mighty Potter's turn of foot turning and catch me if he can. They've moved the final fence back about 30 yards, I think it is, at Leopardstown.
Don't want to be there, Davy, yet, does he?
He's alongside Gaillard de Menil now.
He's taking back.
All right, we're ramping up then. Will we see another monkfish type performance? 14 winning this. You remember that absolute unbelievable. They come a bit close there, Paul Town and Davy Russell. They're certainly dominating at the moment. James de Burley again just lost a position. Adamantly chosen is warming up now.
He's creeping into it, Dave.
Could we see this Jerry Colomb form being handsomely advertised? Of course, 4's best price for the Brown Advisory, wasn't he? Off we go then. I think this is around about 4 or 5 outs. Good jump there by Gaillard de Menil, wasn't he? He's got loads of experience. Continues to catch my eye, adamantly chosen. What's Davey? Just a little, just had to switch him there, Batch.
Yeah, he just wanted to get off his heels there. He just wanted.
Is this the second last?
This is 4 out. Is this 3 out?
3 out,
Great jump.
You want to get a clear run,
3 out. Kilcrook wasn't so good there.
He's gone on now, Mighty Potter.
James de Burley. Now all of a sudden, Guy de Menil.
Here's
This turn of foot I was talking about, guys. He knew he was going to quicken past Guy de Menil. Can he come back to Gray? Adamantly chosen might be the danger. James de Burley on the inside. But at the moment, the favourite is going for everything. Look at Iron Maximus on the inside as well. Talented little so-and-so he is, isn't he? They're all in with a great chance then at the moment. James de Burley just coming out of it. Last fence and then a long running, guys. 1, 2, 3. If you're on the 5, not too bad. Davey was in a little bit close. I don't think Guy de Menil was any better. In fact, he's beaten.
Doesn't like it in front, does he?
Adamantly chosen. At the moment, this could be Gordon Elliott versus the Mullins. Here we go, the Potter fans. Come on, get your ones out. It's magic in the Grade 2 and the Grade 1. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Wow. I'm watching him. Absolutely mess with my words there, because that was some finishing split he put in there, wasn't it?
Impressive, yeah. And do you know what? I don't think Davey wanted to get there that early, but he was just going so much better than the rest. He's got so much more toe than the rest. They look like plodders behind them. He made half-decent horses look like plodders.
Jake Galloway says that is a proper horse, Gordon. And he's buzzing. Look, Gordon, look at him walking in. It's like the Peaky Blinders walking in, doesn't it? Look at there is Jack Kennedy. Jesus, that's extremely impressive, says Christine.
Very
boom! Come on, boom! We say.
No, hold on. Whoa. Don't start this booming, Lark.
There's only one booming.
Yeah. He's a complete boom. Now you stop.
Don't worry, I can shout louder than him. Don't you worry about it.
You're better than him, Dave. Don't you?
Well, quite. All right, we love you, chappers. All right, 155. Then Musselburgh, the Bet365 champion handicap chase. We will settle the dust on that race coming out. Get you all the Turners updated betting. It will be Turners, guys, wouldn't it? That thing could go very well in an Arkle, I think, as well. But we've got to go to Musselburgh. Let's get the odds up, guys, if you don't mind. It is, of course, coming out. Now, this is first leg come in, by the way, in the lucky 15. All onto you, G.
Oh, yeah, pay the piper for me. Yeah, he loves this track. He's well handicapped on his best form, and he ran a good race last time out, I thought, when third, shaping like he was coming back to form. So this is my nap of the day. Pay the piper, and I need it to win because you've had the first 2 winners somehow.
Well, alert, this is class is permanent, as they say, absolutely. I didn't do my best yesterday, but 10 points after 2 races. Come on, let's get these odds updated, guys, if you don't mind. We'll see what we've got on the screen. We've got the Mission Controller. I'll tell you what, they're thick and fast, these races today, aren't they? Mission Controller panting out there. It's been a big weekend for the boys. All right, okay, so we'll get them up in a minute. I'll give you them manually then at the moment because there's lots of money for Fidelio Vallis, who's an ex-Paul Nicholls horse. And first time for Harry Durham seems to be a bit of a little trend at the moment, doesn't it? I do like one against you, and it's Return Ticket for Sean Quinlan as I go for my hat-trick. He's a course and distance when he's come down the weights, and he absolutely loves this ground, and I think he's been primed beautifully for this. Second last time out coming into it. I don't want to see him getting taken on too much early on, so Dreams at Home I would be hoping can't lead me, and Friend or Foe's a bit of a worry on that front as well. The one thing you will know about Pay the Piper is you'll be sitting about 3rd or 4th, won't you?
Yeah, he's a pretty straightforward ride, Pay the piper. Yeah,
Batchy?
I've gone one for a bit of a price, a 9-to-1 shot. Gold de Bois.
Oh, for the greens.
For the greens, Ian Jardine, Craig Nicol. Won a couple of times at Kelso. Gone to New Connections. Good run at Doncaster behind Melistic. Was it Melistic?
Yes.
It's a good run. So yeah, and so
It was a good run.
Yeah.
It was the St Seagull race, wasn't it?
Yes, St Seagull was second. Yes,
It
that's
was a
right.
good
Yeah.
form race, I think,
Yeah.
because Melistic was a bit of a sleeper. So look, what are you playing out in there? Good luck whichever way it is. Thick and fast these couple of races, but we've got a little bit of a break after this. I'm hearing that it's 6-4 best on the sports book, I think, and Paddy Power both going 6-4. Mighty Potter for the Turners. Very interesting.
We can talk about it, but this is...
We're going to play Pie to Piper. They want you to do it, even though we've got it in lucky 15. They think this is your moment.
Yeah, I think
Mission Controller telling me
we should go for 20 on Pay the Piper. Let's go for 20.
keep a good man down.
We're very unlucky there because, of course, you're adamantly chosen. Just scuppered out Gaillard de Manuel straight forecast. Mighty Potter to beat Gaillard de Manuel.
Well, yeah, it wasn't my adamantly chosen, but I told you he might run well. I mean, that's Jerry Colon form that's been advertised there as well, isn't it?
But yeah, we're on. We're just £20 at 16-5 on Pay the Piper on the app.
This is a minimum trip. It's not even quite 2 miles around Musselburgh. How do we? Is it all just about rhythm? What do we do? What would you, if you were in this race? Obviously, you try and steal 10 lengths at the start and say, "Aye, boys."
I did my only ride up there.
Did you?
Yeah, it was. For the owner, you know, there's a lot of colours, a lot of horses with Lucinda Russell, the blue and yellow.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forget his name at the minute. Oh, it's Jerry, isn't it?
Jerry, yes it.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Jumped out.
Off we go. I'm hearing that 6-4 is gone, by the way. It's 5-4 now. Best Mighty Potter out there. Woo-hoo. All right, and Federo Vallis then, used to be owned by John Hales, now goes.
Good lick here,
to the
Dave. Good lick.
Disciple who's taken out on his own way, and Federo Vallis goes on. He's a little bit keen, isn't he? But what can Harry Durham get out of it? He's obviously said, "Come on, buy me this horse and then get the best out of him." Friend or Foe, trained by Paul Nicholls. He won our first race up there in Musselburgh. He likes to get on with it, this horse, and he's given him a little. He's a terrible shape over that. Gold de Bois, lovely there, wasn't
Lovely.
it? Let's have a look at Pay the Piper. A return tickets.
Bit keen, Pay the Piper.
I'm not happy with return ticket here. I think he's already in trouble if you're on my pick. I don't think I'm going to be taking the trophy on it. He's a horse that likes to get on with it. I don't like his head carriage, and there's 4 ahead of him. I didn't see that. Dreams of Home. He had a run down south. Was it Sandown last time? He's shown himself to be a very good horse, though. Hassan Key there as well for Laura Morgan. We took out, I'll tell you what, that not long till May looked good yesterday in one of the races we didn't cover at Musselburgh. And Pay the Piper got 1 behind him at the moment.
Laura Morgan targets this meeting at Musselburgh. She got a really good record.
Lewis Dobb has been showing himself to be quite a good rider as well, hasn't he, for Laura? But Posty absolutely adores that operation, by the way.
Does he?
Oh yeah, thinks it's a the next burgeoning operation. Oh, I'm really surprised that Return Ticket is out the back as well. But in-running prices don't agree with me.
Yeah, solid pace.
Anyway, we'll see.
Is he normally up there, is he?
Yeah, he is. He is. Sean Quinlan, again, been making the headlines, Sean, of course, isn't he? Because I don't want to mention the whip, it's getting just ridiculous. No one knows what's going on with that. And let's just hope the common sense does prevail. But, of course, Sean was very vocal after a winning ride, but he's having his best ever season, I think, Sean. So, and he's every time I turn on the TV, he's having a winner at a card. But he's got return ticket out the back at the moment. Voix de Rêve, of course, for Lee Westwood, who just likes to get on with it as well. Federo Valles continues to see him in Gold de Bois. Oh, that was a whacker. Craig Nicol nearly came out the side there, and that sees him go last. You're warming up, G-Rod.
Yeah, going well here. Going better than us three anyway, that's for sure.
Well, you might be right then. Voix de Rêve back over fences. Nearly to, oh my Lord. I'll tell you what, that fence needs a haircut, doesn't it? It's got one. Oh my goodness. Good to see the horse up though.
Yeah.
Tom Mizzy straight up as well. Return ticket. This is, I think they're just going too quick.
Come on, Peter Piper.
Dreams of home then. Brian Hughes pulls to the outside. Don't often see this with Brian, but he knows he's got to go around slowing horses. He thinks he's got Hassan Key. I'll tell you what, has Harry Durham got one here, guys? Because this is kicking. This is Paul O'Brien, who we saw sort of great effects yesterday as well, didn't we, at Sandown, I think?
Sandown, yeah, for Charlie Longston.
Yeah, that was a really good run, that was. Again, a very good jockey, I think, sort of judge of pace. He's now getting a breather turning in, isn't he?
Yeah, it might kick again off the bend.
Is it 4 fences in Home Straight and Musselburgh? I never
Yes, there's 3 hurdles, so 4 fences.
That's it, 4 fences. Okay, thank you, Badgie.
Come on, through that gap.
Front runners prevail.
Get through that gap.
Home is catching my eye. Now Peter Piper's got to find something.
Go on, Piper.
He's going for him. He's got the split. I'll tell you what, if the front runners...
You got this, G-Rod.
Come on.
3 out. You need the front runners to go here. Federo Valles was good, but I think he's running on fumes, guys.
Go on, Piper.
Go on, the Piper. Start to pay it, my old son. Pay out the Piper. Here come 2 out. I think he's about to take his measure. Good jump. He got him. There's only 2 that's in this.
Come on.
Valles, you think must be wilting.
Yeah,
come on, the Piper.
You got it,
come on, the lucky 15. 2 out. Oh, here we go, my son. Federo Valles is coming back, isn't he? Paul O'Brien's not done with yet. When the Piper bricks his ears. 1 more fence to go. It's the G-Rod nap.
Pay the Piper.
Here he goes, and away we are. The lucky 15. The Maltese on the move. Happy days. Who knew? G-Rod absolutely back.
Go on, the Piper.
That's 5 points for the trophy as well. He's won that handsomely, hasn't he? Federo Valles, a big run from him. Looking like he wants a bit further than 2 miles now. Distance back to Gold de Bois. Mattie Batch in 3rd as well. Return ticket never really at the races. Woo! Have you composed yourself?
Very excited
that's
now,
paid for
Dave.
the pancake house
that's
now.
Paid for the pancakes. Yeah, that's might even pay for a pint later.
No chance of that, I don't think.
Not in London.
I think I am on Nil Point.
Oh, isn't it lovely? Jean-Bon himself is on Nil Point.
Nil
Point. Very well timed ride there. Knew he had the strong traveller. The favourite goes in then. Up at Musselburgh, I'm not sure. I think it was right about 3 to 1. The SP in the end, and he probably got to front a little bit too soon, didn't he? He
was just biding his time, trying to. I think Piper just needs something to aim at, and he's waited and waited. He's a good rider, this kid. I think if he stays up north and the good jobs are there, I think he could be in the top 10 in a good couple of years. He reminds me the way he rides a bit like Brian Hughes. Very stylish.
Brian Ellison took a chance on him as a kid, didn't he? Yeah. He won the Greatwood, of course, on Nietzsche.
I think he's. He does look a bit like Brian Hughes, doesn't he? He's very tidy. He could.
Oh, he asked him big there. I love that. And the Hamiltons, they got small operation.
Yeah.
Obviously from the borders up there, and everyone just loves them, don't they? You know,
great,
just lovely family operation. Oh, look at that social corner. Dan Kent says he's one of our own. He's one of our own. Graeme Rodway, somehow he's one of our own. Absolutely, the naps are in. The naps are flying in left, right, and centre. There is the charity lucky 15. Then Injured Jockey Fund.
Pressure's on.
The pressure's on.
Batch. First 2 in the lucky 15.
Wow. Well, shall we just have a quick moment, Jack Reeve? This is your moment out there. We're going to clip this one up because let's get the tips out of the way now for the big race of the day. Of course, we've got Blue Lord coming up next in the Dublin Chase, but at 2:40. It's not 2:40 either, is it? 3:10, sorry.
3:10.
We've got the Irish Champion Hurdle. Tekarenko doesn't go for the Mullins team. Tom Mullins' team, of course. Jack Foley was due to get that ride. So 5 go to post, all right? And
any news on Rachel Blackmore, Dave?
We're waiting for news on Rachel Blackmore. It's all very hush-hush over there, I think. But I imagine she'll be fine to take the ride. Fingers crossed. You bet for Ambassador, of course. We know that your leg of the charity Lucky 15 is State Man. Would you like to prove that, Batch? Here it comes. Here it comes. Team State Man. I shall be given. Now, G-Rod, have you got a similar scarf down there?
I do have a similar scarf, yeah.
It's not, I mean, it's totally different, man.
Yes.
Richie, look at this. Vauban for G-Rod.
Very similar.
Massively similar. He's paid the pipe has gone to his head, isn't it? So Team Vauban for you.
Team
You
Vauban.
think you can reverse that form?
I certainly can reverse that
At
form.
310. Well, the market, he's the drifter in the market. Who's Dave Orton going for? That's the question. Oh, yes, the suckle. It's going to be Honeysuckle's fourth, I believe. Have I got my mic there? Yeah, I'm there. So I'm with the honey. All right, look at this. This is what you wanted to see out there. We're painting our colours to the mast nice and early.
I like to see you got a little bit of sentiment, Dave.
Oh, I know, I've got a little bit of style as well, haven't I? The way I put mine on. Look at the way he's wearing his.
Snow. It looks like you're out in the winter and it's
Look,
Christmas.
a bit of honeysuckle merch. That's what we like, absolutely. So look, this is where we're going. What are you doing? Let us know. It's your chance. Is it just between the three? I mean, Piper's $1 million, isn't he? For Team Mighty Potter. Zanna here as well, seeing him in. So we can't wait for that. But we've got to turn our attention then to the Dublin Chasers. We see Gordon Elliott getting interviewed after Mighty Potter. I mean, if you're not buzzing after that, he's had Jerry Calam, hasn't he? He's had Mighty Potter 5-4-ish now out there, best I think for the Turners. Did you win the Turners, Mighty Potter?
To me, yeah, I think so. On that performance, I mean, today everything's not gone right for him. There's hardly any pace for him. He's had to take it up far earlier than he wanted to. Go to Cheltenham, sit in, get a nice lead, jump the last, and Davey might even, if Davey's probably ride it, he hold on top halfway up the hill and go again. I think we've seen the Turners winner.
I think he'll win the Turners, but it is a shame, isn't it, that there is a Turners, because if
he's got one blot on
his in the Arkle, it'd be great.
He's got one blot on his copybook, hasn't he? And that was the Supreme last year. Where he had a P next to his name. It was 15-2, very easy back. He had a shocker on the way to post, though. Do you remember he ran into the rail?
Yeah.
He had to be checked by the vet, and while the vet could not reveal any abnormalities, which is what you see in the H14, which is the steward's report, that cannot have helped him. He was a bit buzzy, wasn't he? I don't think he's the horse we already saw, but he does have to prove he can go around that Cheltenham tick.
Yeah, and that is a big thing.
And if you're going in on a shorty, but that was just wonderful to watch. And what I loved about it was he quickened past a guy out at Domenial, broke him a bit there, which is kind of hopefully why you listen to us during the races. We give you a bit of in-running analysis, and that's when he's going to quicken. And he went away. I mean, I've got in a right mess with my words because I was just like, what am I seeing? He's pulled away beautifully again at the line. I think he's quickened twice.
Yeah.
Well, he pulled away and his head was all over the place just because I don't think he really wanted to be there. And Davies...
a bit scratchy at the last.
Yeah, Davies probably had to just get after him.
Yeah.
Probably more than he wanted to, but once he said, "Come on, lad, let's go and do this," as you say, that was visually that was impressive.
Probably not.
We love the Potter, don't we? Though the mighty, he is mighty, the Potter.
Yeah, probably not a proper horse against him though. That's the one thing you've got to say. Is he beating a proper horse there? Probably not.
He's probably done them for toe, I think.
Yeah, Gaillard de Manil is a good horse, but he gets beaten whenever he comes up against
gets
the
taken by Jerry Calam, etc. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yes,
Joseph Burley was a little bit disappointing when you could tell early on that he wasn't really up for it that much.
No, it's just that early, when he's just come out of Darrell's hands and he was quite long and left his back end in it. Because as I say, his first time over fences, he was slick, he was good. And I think he just frightened himself because he went to the next and ballooned it and he didn't get in much of a rhythm. Yeah, I'll give him another chance.
All right, okay. Loads of chat going on about that Irish Champion Hurdle. Let's hope you enjoyed that. There is them betting for the next then. This was supposed to be the final leg of the Accas out there for a lot of people this weekend. It is Blue Lord, of course, in the Dublin Chase. He loves Leopardstown, doesn't he? He was no match for Edwardstone in the Arkle, of course, but I think he's shown himself to be a proper Grade 1 chaser. Certainly did back here at Christmas, and it's basically his to lose, isn't it, guys? Let's get a trophy update if we can from Mission Control. After Pay the Piper. Wow, could this be the... I mean, look, I've got a bit of breathing room, as usual.
Long way to go yet, Dave.
There is a long way to go. Yeah,
Batch remembers that from last time. You coming and getting him in the last race there. Batch could still come and win yet.
Graeme Rodway show. You've beaten the punter versus punters versus
I've beaten the punter, and now I've got to beat the two ex-punters, pros, whatever.
Yeah, so when does this series go up to, punter versus pro? You're 8-6 at the moment behind. You're 2 behind, man.
Yeah, I don't really know how I'm losing. I've been some really unlucky defeats.
We don't want to hear that. That's not, usual.
Excuses.
There's been some really unlucky defeats. But anyway, I don't know. I just think it's a bit of fun, isn't it? We're playing for a bit of fun. And
very popular, I can tell you that. Loads of people try and do it against you each week.
Yeah, it's great. And over a 6 race on a Saturday, pretty much anything can happen. Of course, I expect to win every single time, but it just doesn't work out that way because it's such a small sample of races, isn't it? But it's a bit of fun on a Saturday afternoon, and hopefully a few people are following it and a bit of interest. Don't have to don't even have a bet on any of the horses.
You're hunting down this trophy, aren't you? I can tell.
Oh yeah,
He called it when he walked in.
You're off the cold list as
told
well,
you,
aren't you? You were, aren't you? And you got some points on the board there.
You taking
a
a mick?
third, didn't you?
Are you taking a mick?
Long way to go.
Oh, it's a long way.
Don't you worry about it.
I can't wait to rub that grin off your face later on.
Yeah, that state man scarf is one to worry about, I think. I'm with Honeysuckle, she's with Vauban. But there you are, pay the piper then, beats Videro Vallis and friend or foe. Over we go into the Dublin Chase. Now, what finishes second? Because I think, are we all agreeing that Blue Lord just wins?
Blue Lord wins.
So can we get ourselves, because we've got a nice bit of money now for the Indy Jockeys Fund as well, haven't we?
Oh yeah, we backed that, didn't we, for our charity bet?
We did.
So that we're nicely ahead as well, aren't we? I think we beat the book there. Get
all
on
of this profit.
We're
We're all on Blue Lord, so this is going to be, this is inconsequential right now. There you go, this lovely trophy that we've got.
I'm going for the old boy to be second.
I'm tempted to.
Come on.
Well. I'm tempted to. A Munir and Isaac Swade double,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I like that as well.
Yeah.
Because a gentleman to me, I know he's got loads of fans out there because he sort of stayed in Ireland, didn't he, and won lots of races in the front, and very exciting horse to watch on his day. I've just never got him right. Fast or slow.
Obviously beat Edwardstown last season, but not really fired this season. So
It was just that that's what I call punch this down, or Aintree form, end of season form. Edwardstown definitely done enough by that point, hasn't he?
and so Royale, I love him as he's just Mr. Consistent, and he's just.
I love him, I love him.
All the horses you could, a lot
Yeah.
of people will say Paisley Park, a lot of people say, Dashel Drasher, we had that one a couple of weeks ago, horses you could own. But this guy, I think since we started this show, hurdles and fences.
Oh, they're horses like that.
All through the winter, touchwood, never get, you know what I mean? He's always there or thereabouts. Bit unlucky in a champion chase once, wasn't he, when he got knocked sideways, when Shackle Poursoir was supposed to win it that year. What won it that year? I can't remember. Oh, that was the mare, put the kettle on, wasn't it?
Put the kettle on, yeah.
It does make you wonder why they've decided to go and run against their own horse.
It does.
Doesn't it? Why they could have waited for the
He's
game
getting his
spirit.
ground. Alan King, a weekender columnist, hopefully you read it on one of our weeklies, he said, we go over there full of hope. Everything's right for him. I mean, he got bogged down a couple of times. He's come up against Constitution here, isn't he? On soft ground at Kempton, it's just not for him, isn't it? And the Nappers Hill run before that, he wasn't stopping. He gave weight to Nappers Hill, didn't he? And of course, he came back at Kempton with a win. Is this going to be the sentimental forecast? Do we do sentimental forecasts on this show?
Yeah, why not, Dave?
Why not?
Why
We're
not?
going to have to do it. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go.
We went with you last time, G-Rod, so we're going with the batch this time. Sentimental forecast.
Sentimental forecast. We're going to go for Blue Lord. And we're going to go back and add in So Royal at 10-1.
Something very interesting about this race. You've got Blue Lord officially rated 167, wins, and then the next three in the betting are all identically rated at 158.
Yeah.
Robbie Wilders was suggesting that Dunvegan was a good bet without, and forecast and all that sort of stuff. He came and finished fifth in our Tingle Creek, and then showed something like his true colours last time, didn't he? Behind Rebel Gold, it was, of course. He could be quite interesting. Fast or slow? Is this the horse that went very close in the? It was, yeah. Of course, it was beaten by Commander of Fleet, wasn't it, when they gambled it in the Cold Cut, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
It was 80-1 shot, but there's loads of money.
Probably not going to be quick enough. You would have thought in this.
All right.
company,
Okay. This is the Dublin Chase. We can't wait for it. And we're going to react to the race right after this. Anytime, anywhere. Advert then, brilliant. That's all in-house talent, that as well, let me tell you. Not the marketing team getting their day in the sun. Ernie, absolutely fantastic. All right, yeah, so look, get involved. Get involved, that's what it's all about. And we're showcasing the app here. Have we got any stories coming in? We could do that maybe, couldn't we?
Yeah, we can have a quick look,
Wait,
can't we?
don't go there yet. I'll tell you what, we were learning about these new graphics on the show, right? And Mission Control, they're kind of like this, like Octopus is doing everything in there, the two lads in the gallery. And I came up on the app at one point yesterday.
I saw that. I was watching yesterday. I saw that.
I mean, I've always wanted to appear there. Very rarely on there. But anyway, so the app, you can get it up there. What stories we've got coming in? It's got to be about Mighty Potter, isn't it?
Yeah, let's go to news, shall we, and see what is coming in.
Oh, look, yeah, okay. Looks refreshing as we go there. What was this?
Trophy for Cheltenham Festival's oldest race.
Oh, yeah, that was
stolen in a
the,
Sheffield burglary.
Yes, that was the...
I haven't seen this.
Yeah, that was in the week. What was it? What one?
That was 14 minutes ago, that was, so that's breaking news, isn't it?
No, that wasn't. That was said in
saw
the
it in the
week.
week, did you?
Yeah, heard it in the week.
We're not the first to play
No,
this.
yeah, you're not the first.
Are you read the Sheffield Chronicle, do you? Or whatever
Yeah,
it is?
when I was in
Secret
Sheffield.
Blades fan. All right, Holly Doyle on there, of course.
Shall we have a look, see what Kills has tipped in this race?
Come on, let's have a look. Yeah. You've got the most tipped horses on the app as well. Of course, he went for... Hang on, let's have a look. No.
Nothing in this,
No.
so he's on Indigo Breeze, which
We're
is
all hoping that
the
wins.
next leg of our lucky 15 to go 3 from 3 and put it all on back. It's State Man first. Oh, okay. It's all on batch then.
All on the batch.
Right, they're lining up then for the Dublin chase. Will he really throw? And let's face it, we all saw what happens in the Clarence House, of course, rescheduled at Cheltenham. Dramatic scenes, wasn't it? Of course, what was the name of the winner? Gary Moore's winner?
Gee.
Yes, Editor de
Editor.
Geet.
Editor de Gite.
Yes.
I keep on saying Claire de Guy, but it's Editor Gite, and we all thought that it was.
If Blue Lord wins this, they're off anyway, but if Blue Lord wins this, is he then going to be the most likely winner of the champion chase?
Well, we'll debate that after this and Musselburgh, but Tom Siegel has put this up because it was a sort of default pick that in any anti-post list, wasn't he? He's around about 6s when Tom put it up, and wherever Edwardstone goes, you should theoretically think that Blue Lord should go there as well, but he's third at the moment. I can tell you, Dunvegan and Gentleman to Me take each other on up front. He's just got a real keen going way about him, Gentleman to Me, Batch, hasn't he?
He don't seem too keen there, to be honest.
What are you looking at, man?
I actually think he's a really good horse, Gentleman Debay. I just don't think we'll see the best of him until the spring.
Dunvegan's more keen.
Is he a proper spring
He's a
horse?
spring horse, I think.
All right, well, we've got a grey in here, G. It's like watching you up front at the moment.
They always jump better, those greys.
So Royale is tracking his owner mate, shall we call him that, in 4th place. And Fast or Slow sees them in out the back. Fast or Slow definitely one to keep your eye on, I think. Whenever you've got anything that goes close in a handicap at Cheltenham, just watch them, whatever they do until they get to Cheltenham that following year in handicap company. And again, what sort of pace are we going back? Just sort of medium average, isn't it?
Medium average, yeah.
Yeah, not too much to report home about there then. Okay, fair enough.
Pack stands at Leopardstown. Look at it. You can't see any empty space at all. It's a great track, isn't it? It's a great viewing track, Leopardstown. You know, the whole of that stand can see the whole of the course, and that is not even always the case at Cheltenham, is it?
Definitely not. As Dunvegan goes on, Robbie Wilders, who had a really good tipping performance on the show yesterday, he was very much hoping this is the one to certainly give Blue Lord most to think about. It's all going plain sailing.
Bloody head carriage old Dunvegan's got, hasn't he? Up to the right.
Yes, he's having a very good look at the camera almost.
Yeah.
What was the horse of Kim Bailey's that fell at Kempton in the Silviniaco Conti chase? Imperial Aura, wasn't it? Oh, I'll tell you what, So Royale belted that one.
He did, yeah.
And Bailey blamed him falling on looking at the cameraman next to him. Like posing as he went, and he lost his footing, didn't he? It's like Dunvegan's doing that. As they go away from the inside, Iron Maximus is the only horse that's tried it, didn't he? In the previous 2 mile 5 grade 1. I don't think that's the place to be at all, but Gentleman to Me comes up. A really good jump there, much better from So Royale. Fast or Slow, living up to the latter part of his name at that fence. And the whole time, Blue Lord, Paul Tanner, just confidently sitting there. So 5's on, he went off, basically. Wow.
He's just biding his time, and he's in a great rhythm, great position.
You're not sure?
It wasn't great there. I'm not suggesting that he's not going to be able to pick his stablemate up in front here, but I don't think he was brilliant there, actually.
He is out in front, isn't he, Gentleman? He's getting a bit of an easy.
Yeah. All right, here we go then. Over we go. Gentleman to Me got a funny way of jumping that one. He was fine. So Royale, of course, slightly caught out by the fact it can happen, can't it? Horses going from hurdles, fences, hurdles, all that sort of thing. You've got to be mustard, but he's got all the experience in the world.
Yeah.
We're hoping that the Munir 1-2 here, basically. But Dunvegan, this is around about 4 out, I think, isn't it? He's just now Gentleman to Me's pressing on the gas here. Fast or Slow's been massively caught out by that. Dunvegan looks like he might have run his race.
So Royal maybe in trouble a little bit.
No.
Still confident back?
Yes, confident.
Sentimental wager.
Yeah.
2 out, I think, guys, isn't it?
This is 3 out.
3 out.
3 out, thank you. All right, this is one that Shaq and Boursois used to absolutely balloon like a good thing. All right, So Royale got in a little bit close there, but Daryl Jenkins just gets it back onto the bridle. Gentleman to Me then, very much the one to catch.
Going well, Gentleman, but Blue Lord's cruising too.
Dunvegan's rallying. Dunvegan is rallying. So I'm just looking at the exchange to see what it is. 1.4 on the exchange.
Oh, he was all right.
Really good jump, Gentleman to Me.
Good jump by Gentleman.
So Royale's
got him at it. He's got him at it, Dave. Gentleman's got him at it.
Don't be so ridiculous.
He's in trouble, Blue Lord.
Has he? The
Yeah, he's
11-year-old
got him, mate.
Royale been taken off his feet. So it's a Mullins match. Maybe not the way you saw it going. Yeah, I'll tell you what, doesn't look like a 6-on shot now, does he?
Whoa.
He's still short on the exchange, though. They're expecting him to come up. I'll tell you what, this is ridiculous. He's got even money now.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, he's going bigger all the time. At the moment, Gentleman to me, up he comes then. I'm just trying to work out who's riding.
jump by Gentleman, he's over.
I'll
He's
tell you
away.
what,
Danny
this Lord
Mullins.
is sunk here. Gentleman to me, he saw off Edwardstown at Aintree. I said I can't have him for any money, just don't get him right. And do you know what? He's going to scupper our forecast as well, because Munir, 2-3 it's going to be.
2-3.
Gentleman to me and JP McManus has, the upsets this season so far. We saw bubbles burst, didn't we, at Cheltenham last weekend. It continues at the Leopardstown Dublin Racing Festival. And that, boys, you have to say, was a shock.
Yes, it was, yeah. As you say, his form was there to look at. You did show it up early, Dave, but yeah,
I'll tell you what, Dave, that was very impressive.
Yeah.
That was very impressive, the way that he's come away there. That is probably the most impressive 2-mile performance of the season. You don't agree?
Well, right. No, listen, I'm sort of with you a bit, because I'm just thinking, has he got it right again? It's annoying when he does this, isn't it? But if you take Blue Lord running for pound, which I'm probably not sure he has done, So Royale's going to be our benchmark, isn't it? Surely, in third. He was done for toe, wasn't he? It's almost like these days, Batch, at this, on this sort of ground, he probably wants a little bit further, doesn't he, the old boy? Because he's kept going all the way.
He's kept going, he hasn't stopped, he just kept going, he's one pace. Blue Lord missed the second last, but not really missed it, just when Paul needed a good jump, I think even if he'd winged it, I think he's still got beat, because he's been beaten fair and square.
I'm wondering whether we've seen the winner of the plate as well in the handicap, because Fast or Slow's had a pretty good score round there, isn't he? He's going to go up to 2.4, and he looks like he's in a pretty good place. But it's at this point, guys, coming to the last, we knew that Blue Lord was in the red zone, as Charlie Post called it so eloquently yesterday. And he's just flat-footed, wasn't he? He was just a little bit, he's a little tad flat, isn't he? It's almost like Appreciate It yesterday, isn't it?
Yeah, he's just galloped all the way to the line where Gentleman to me.
Do you think he's been caught out by the ground?
Possibly.
All right, debrief time after we go to Musselburgh. Let's hear from you. We're not so sure. What do you reckon? Best 2-mile performance of the season. He got 1.67, which is basically what Blue Lord is rated when he beat Edwardstown last year. Is Edwardstown going to come up short against him? That's more pace potentially for the champion chase, isn't it? Even more pace.
This is going to be one of the races of the season, the champion chase. It's going to be a great race, isn't it?
We'll get the champion chase betting up as well. But at the moment, it looks like the favourite is named after Graeme Rodway here at Musselburgh. General Officer is going to become in second favourite. Karachi Castle is a non-runner. Dancilla is a roundabout. That's how fancied that, isn't it? It's 6-1. And we've got the outside of Lihan as well. But it's toothless for Team Ditchy. Already off the mark in our first race. Wow. What price, Gentleman to me, for the champion chase? It was a 50-1 shot going into it.
Well, just 50-1.
Wow. That's almost a wreck, isn't it?
I think you're probably looking about 6-1.
Fives.
Yeah.
Fives with Paddy Power. Non-runner. No bet. Interesting.
He's made Blue Lord look slow there, hasn't he?
Yeah, I thought it was very impressive.
What's his record like at Cheltenham? We're going to go up to Musselburgh.
I think he's run there, has he? Gentleman to me. Don't think he's ever run there.
Yes, he has.
Oh, has he? When?
He was 4-1 favourite, would you believe it, for the boys' race when Galloping Deschamps won.
Was he?
In the COVID year, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And he got beaten out of sight, 22 lengths.
Yeah.
He's won around Turler's, which is an up and down track.
I wouldn't be worried about the track for him.
You're not worried about the track?
No.
But does he have... I'll tell you what he has shown there. He's shown that he can duel for the lead and still keep going on. Because Dunvegan didn't give him it easy, did he? Oh, I thought he was a bit keen as well. You thought he was all right.
I thought...
Prove that he was all right.
Very impressive.
I've got to be right about something today.
Well,
You'll have your time, Batch.
he's now beaten Edwardstown. He's beaten Blue Lord. He's arguably got the best form in the race,
Would you be going in on him on fives, though? Ooh, Graeme.
I don't fancy an urge him in.
Look at the smile. Is that
Danny Mullins?
It's Danny Mullins taking the ride, isn't it? He's often the substitute, isn't he? The super sub for them. He was yesterday on Khalees McCarr. He's got a massive smile on his face. It's great to see that, isn't it, really? He sort of knew he had him coming. They love to come for this stands round a bit like they do at Cheltenham, don't they, now at Dublin, right on the outside. Anyway, we've got to move on because it is coming up at Musselburgh I'm going to get the win bet up. I really don't have much of a say. I think Toothless will probably win, but I'm not crazy about him at that price for under Harry Needs Cobden.
No, visually impressive at Fakenham, and I just can't.
Are you going for this Thursday?
I'll go for Toothless, yeah.
It's just probably it's a race that Nichols tends to win this as well.
Yeah.
This is called the Supreme Novice Trial. There it is, the Bet365.
I really fancy one in this, Dave. Dan Siller.
Talk to me.
It's not my nap. My napper's already won, of course.
Talk to me.
But I think it's got a really good chance, Dan Siller.
Not a bad horse on the flat, was it?
No, a very good horse on the flat, rated RPR 99. I think he was an 88 BHA, something like that. So you can usually put around, what, 35 to 50 pound on that, which would get him up to around 130-ish, something like that. That might be enough here.
Somewhat uneasy at the top of the market here. He's got to give him £5 as well. Toothless, quite totally different profile. In France, he didn't show a great deal. He was fancying the market in all his 3 runs. But jumping was something, of course, he absolutely hosed up Toothless at Fakenham, and looked like he got another one in those colours. I'd be against General Officer, although he's the course and distance winner in the pack. Lihan probably got it all to find. There has been a little nibble for Lihan, actually. Are we going to put Dan Ziller? Go on then, you seem to be Mr. Musselburgh today.
I quite fancy Dan Siller. Should we have
put the bet on then, the team bet for the Indy Jockey
cheeky
I think just £10 at that price, don't you?
£10 on Dan
We're sort of
Siller
lukewarm on it, aren't we? So
at 6 to 1
yeah, lovely.
in a 4-runner race.
Yes, please.
Looks like a good price to me.
He was best Racing Post rating of 99 when he was trained on the flat by Jim Bolden.
Yeah, that's
he
not
stayed
bad.
quite well. He likes of the one thing that Keith Melrose says. I never read those comments from the trainer. The quizmaster says, but he says good flat horse and he came out of a good yard. Tick tick. We've done all we can with him jumping wise. That makes you think, is he a natural? We'll find out. He's been good at home. It's a hot race, but we're looking forward to it. Says Fergal O'Brien.
That says to me he's not the most natural.
Yes,
We've done all we can.
Oh, well, that's it, isn't it? You don't often hear that.
We're gonna find out in a minute.
You're going to see something crazy here, guys. Yeah, all right. But
Very interesting viewing.
very interesting viewing. I'm going to try and get the historical record of this up a little bit as well. Let's just go to it a little bit. Where are we? The Supreme Novice Hurdle Trial. What has won this over the past 10 years as they circle around really going? Well, Donald McLean's got a good record. He won with Bareback Jack, who was a good horse for Tim Leslie a couple of years ago. Kivaha won it. Kihavar, sorry, he was third yesterday in their Coral, in their County Cup show, I should say. Fred has won it before. Beyond the Clouds was quite a good horse. Lufdog Spear, I mean, Some Plan was a good horse for Tom George, but Charbel, you're looking at grade 3 horses, really, aren't you? Charbel's not bad on this day. But anyway, certainly not going to be scaring Facile Vega in this race, we don't think. But it's worth 10 grand to the winner. And on a sort of cloudy day, but dry day. There's not much rain on the horizon, guys, is there, in the next week?
No, looking quite dry for the foreseeable.
And off we go then, and it is General Officer, the most experienced in the race, under the champion jockey Brian Hughes, who keenly takes up the running. Toothless just going to sit around about a length of his haunches. Out the back, Dan Siller, the newcomer, fancied by Graeme Rodway, and the team, Charity Bet, and Lihan, a winner on his penultimate start, sees them all in. I mean, on official ratings, he's only rated, £3 off Karachi Castle. It was the non, of course. Right, okay, off we go. But that would have been half fancied if that had turned up. And again, a sort of very steady tactical gallop, G-Rod.
Yeah, that will suit mine. He's obviously got a good flat horse. He was okay at the first, Dan Siller. He jumped it quite well.
Will it suit him? Because when I look at horses that are won over 1.4 mile on the flat, I'm thinking 2 miles is going to be minimum-ish for them on good ground over hurdles. That's my own taking of it. I think you've got to stay well to win over 1.4 mile on the flat.
Well, I suppose so, yeah. But, these wouldn't probably have been good enough to win over 1.5 miles on the flat, these horses that he's racing against, would they? So you would hope he might have a bit more speed than him.
He's by Bolger's great Teofilo.
Jumped the first 3 well as well, Jimmy. Yeah.
Always some mind games from Fergal O'Brien.
Spot on, the shorter one, yeah, it's good.
All right, okay, in we go then, and it's 4 runners then only in this, but we're going to see some exciting finish here. Now, Harry Cobden says, Brian Hughes, you are having it all your own way. I'm not happy about it. I'm not Toothless, and on I go. Yeah. And he's gone on by about half a length then, the Fav. He's a nice-looking horse as well, Batch, isn't he?
He's a nice-looking horse, and Harry's probably thought, you know what, the pace we're going, we are playing into Dan Siller's hands. As I say, what G-Rod just said, the flat form, worst thing you want to do around Musselburgh is get done for toe.
Do Do you know it's breeding Toothless? I just looked at it. We've just seen his half-brother running in the Dublin chase. So Royale.
So
Really?
Royale.
Interesting.
And they can spend a bit of money. This is the, what was the very good under-chaser, Quai de Burlay.
Quai de Burlay.
These colours, isn't it? Dan Siller perhaps a tad slow there, G-Rod.
Yeah, he just dropped off the back as the front two in the market, and they're kicking on, aren't they? They're putting some pace to the race.
Whenever I see Paddy Brennan
General
holding a horse
Officer.
up, I almost try and put myself into what he's thinking, Paddy, because he must be itching to just go, mustn't he?
You won't want to get in Paddy's head, trust me.
No, indeed not. All the people we try and get in heads of. I had Robbie Wiles to do it yesterday. I'm still fried, I think. But Gentleman Officer, he has now got it back, General Officer. And Toothless just going to have to show he's got the pace to go with this lot.
I think I just saw the knee come out a bit.
Oh, the knees are out.
might be
Posty's on to
out,
something.
Oh.
But they're sprinting now, guys, around the final bend, basically. And General Officer's got it. I'll tell you what, Lehan as well. Nathan Moscott and Rebecca Menzies not out of it at all.
I got my have you here, Dave.
Stable debut, but the ex-Irish horse is absolutely coming. I'll tell you what, Dan Siller.
Interesting.
Looking at the betting on the exchange, he's gone just about favourite now. Dan Siller.
Interesting.
They're expecting him to pick him up now. Look at Paddy Brennan doing everything he can not to get there too
Oh,
soon.
bad jump.
That was a bit of a sketchy jump. And this is where, I'll tell you what, he's on the board.
on the board.
I'll tell you what, Toothless has gone. He's absolutely well named, isn't he? He's basically got no pace to go in a race like this. Nihan looks like he's going to finish maybe third. He's not totally done with. But General Officer at the moment, then up he comes Donald McCain's right. I'll tell you what, G-Rod might be onto something here,
Come on,
mightn't he?
G-Rod.
This is the platform. He's holding him together, Paddy Brennan. He's a bit green, isn't he? Out in front of him. He's having a good old look. But he's got it if he could jump this. Come on, over we go. Up and over he goes. That was fine, Bunny Hop. And Paddy's, look at this.
On the bridle, Dave.
Officer, we got one here. G-Rod, he's one of our own. He's one of our own. He's one of our own. I love it. G-Rod absolutely knocked it out the park for the Injured Jockeys Fund as Dan Siller, a decent recruit to the O'Brien yard. Paddy Brennan would have loved that spin.
That must have won well because Paddy looked quite stylish then.
The old clock was going in his mind, wasn't he? Didn't want to get there too soon. He obviously knew he had bundles underneath him. He's finished on the bridle. Great shout. 13-2 as well. The SPG, Rod. Well done, man.
Yeah, travelled beautifully, didn't he? Jumped well.
Jumped really well.
It was like poetry in motion. Just watching.
Put everyone away, old Fergal.
Yeah,
Well, I'm looking down. There's a lot of love out there in the community
Very,
as well
very
for
good.
G-Rod. Well done, G-Rod, says Jake Galloway. Toothless, a few burnt fingers out there. A few people on General Officer as well. All right, guys, let us know how you're doing.
Yeah, Dave, let's have the trophy over here. Got you ready.
Come on, Dave, let him go.
Thank you.
I don't like giving it up, especially not to the grey bear. Especially not to the Arctic bear. Well done, G-Rod. That was a great shout. And more importantly, the charity's been boosted as well. I mean, Toothless run an absolutely horrible race, really. Despite the pace, he just didn't look like he was happy at all in the finish. So let's hope he's all right. Loads of you watching out there. It's Sunday service here on Racing Post Live. Myself, Dave Orton, joined by Mattie Batch. Who needs to... Oh, Mattie, you won 3.
3. I'm off the mark. I'm just glad to be off nil point.
That's marvellous, isn't it? And G-Rod somehow coming and pitting me. It's not all over, though. We've got quite a few races to go. We've got an hour left of the show, basically, guys. We're going to sign off with Facile Vega's race. Come on. What do we reckon? What have we made of it so far? We've got 2:40 coming up next. That's 8 minutes away. Let's just draw breath a little bit. Gentleman to me, Mighty Potter so far at Leopardstown. 2 Cheltenham winners?
Possibly.
Possibly, yeah. Mighty Potter, definitely for me, and Gentleman has definitely thrown his hat into the equation. That was, to agree with G-Ward, that was impressive.
I think we were, after that race last week where Editor de Gite beat Edwardstone and Energumin, I think we were looking for another star to go and say, right, this is my division.
Yeah.
And I think Gentleman de May has definitely thrown his hat into the ring there. I thought it was going to be Blue Lord was going to be the horse who we were going to all be saying, oh, well, he's the improving horse, he's the horse going forward at the right time. But it's actually Gentleman de May. And if we look back at his form last season, I said he is a spring horse, he gets better. I think you might even see an improved performer at Cheltenham. I think he's going to be a massive player.
I'm sensing a piece coming in the week about this.
That'll be a big player.
I'm sensing a story.
And he beat Edwardstone at Aintree.
Beaten
and what was
Edwardstone.
third that won yesterday? Third time lucky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a bounce backer,
What a
wasn't it?
peach that was.
Posty put us all away on that. He was actually filthy about that.
He gave that a great ride.
Because Posty, it's his horse third time lucky, isn't it? I think we can say that. And he sold it to Connection. He went Red Rum's the race lad. They're getting it ready for that. And he didn't even tip it yesterday, but the moment it jumped the last in front, he went, come on!
He couldn't help himself.
Absolute insufferable individual. But he's probably on some sort of commission, isn't he, I'd imagine. How are we all getting on up there? We've got Handicap coming up next at Leopardstown. And it is actually Indigo Breeze that comes up next, isn't it, in the leg of the Lucky 15? I said State numbers before it. My bad. It's 3:10, of course.
It's all on you punters out there to get us up to 3 out of 3 so we can have it all going on to Batch's State Man.
On to Batch's hip operation, which is
Yes.
coming up to the Injured Jockeys Fund, of course.
They might pay for it today.
Well, that's it, absolutely, quite right. Your family are actually in the building.
They are,
this
they're
afternoon
here.
As well.
They're
I hope
here.
they're listening to you tipping all these winners because
Yeah.
the pancakes just came back their way again, didn't they?
Exactly, yeah, the pancakes
love a
from last
pancake.
night. Yeah, great night at the Pancake House last night. Kids loved it.
Well, played it simple, didn't you?
Yeah.
Stayed in a hotel, treat them.
And if you win that, you can go and see the youngest. You can go and buy him a new kit, Dave. You've got a Liverpool kit on.
Has he?
Oh, he's got a
He
Liverpool
has got a
kit
West Ham kit as well.
It's weird. He's weird. I mean, he should support West Ham. Obviously, he's from that neck.
Yeah, I'm from that neck of the woods, yeah. It's been a great day, hasn't it? And a great weekend of racing, hasn't it, so far? Really enjoyed it.
Very good, yeah.
We've still got some great races to come.
And Sabrina's here as well, the wife.
Yeah, she's here. Yeah, she's enjoying her time.
132 Paul Nicholls
Yeah.
time there.
G-Rod definitely punching, Dave. Definitely punching.
Loves her racing.
Related to Gosden's, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've had this before.
Yeah, yeah.
We actually sort of got something from above at the racing post, shut that one down. It's like the lineage of the royal family, isn't it? We don't want them associated with us. You know.
It's a bit like
Yeah,
that.
it was. But you're keen on Vauban as well? You still got the scarf on?
Yeah.
Not
I've got
removing
the
that,
Vauban.
are you?
No, this is. I'm fully with Vauban today.
Did anyone see on Twitter the footage of Rich Ritchie sitting on the bus last night? No. Frankie Foster, I think it was, of Race Day TV fame. He was on the bus and he managed to. Richie's at the front, I think with Joe Chambers, his racing manager, and Richie's sitting right at the front. He's got loads of race goers, and they're going, "There's only one Rich," and he gets up and tips his cap. You can find it out there. It's quite funny to watch.
Brilliant.
Quite funny to watch, and I think he was a little bit like, "Who put me on this bus?" Of course, after Lossy Mouth, but he could well bounce back, Rich, with Vauban in the Irish Champion Hurdle coming up. Keep your tips coming in. This is Sunday service. We'll be back every Saturday up until the Cheltenham Festival. We're doing Aintree, we think, as well, which is great. The Grand National. We all seen a Grand National winner? I have.
What is it?
Corrick Rambler.
Oh, right, yeah.
Good thing.
Be too far behind, won't he?
One for Arthur. It didn't stop him, did it?
It's tough to come from a long way behind the Grand National, though, Dave, isn't it?
One for Arthur, did it?
It's very difficult.
Same yard.
Very difficult race to get behind, and he gets behind, doesn't he?
Amberley House. Oh, that was the archetypal come from behind, wasn't it? Still watching it last year, thinking, how's this win?
Yeah, but it doesn't happen very often, does it?
It's in the middle of April, of course, because April's a funny month with Easter this year. 8th, isn't it? 7th?
Yeah, it's a bit later than normal, is it not this year? It's about the 13th, is it? The
Yeah,
Grand National,
normally
it's
yeah.
around that time anyway.
Probably the first weekend.
But,
No, Boy H not do a back-to-back. No.
Very possibly.
Well,
Very a lot of
after
people-
he's won the Gold Cup.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tried and tested route for some horses, isn't
Yeah.
it? They don't have to win the Gold Cup, but they can go on and run very well in the National. Right, that's further afield. Let's get back to the business end, shall we? There's the Charity Lucky 15 and the third leg. Courtesy of you guys out there, we always pick, at the moment, the most popular horse at the start of the show to chuck in to the Lucky 15, Indigo Breeze for Gordon Elliott. Bidding to get a double with Mighty Potter on the board. He's not in favourite at the moment. Mascada and Henry de Bromhead, formerly with Stuart Edmonds, this mare, wasn't she?
Does she not want softer ground?
I'd be surprised if she took this out, but she's very well.
I mean, I think we've just seen Blue Lord, who probably wants softer ground, get tapped for toe. Mascada, I think it's the same. I think she wants it. I think she wants a little bit of give underfoot.
So we're taking on the Fav here.
Yeah.
If we press the lay button, it's 5-1. Where do you want to be going? I mean, do we know about Rachel Blackmore yet, guys, as well? I'm assuming everything's fine on that front. Seems okay, said
Seems
Mission
okay,
Control.
Good,
Seems
good.
okay.
No jockey changes come up.
We're hearing that some of the books out there as well trying to get Stateman at the moment as well, so that's quite interesting, aren't they? They're smelling, look, all these shorties, at the moment only Galopin de Champs has gone in. Can you believe it, of all the shorties out there at the minute? I mean, might include Mighty Potter in that, I suppose. We've got Facile Vega to come, but the Uckers are down, aren't they? Okay, let's have a look then at this then. Indigo Breeze, you're very keen on this. Paul Keeley's put it up as 2 points, says if you look at the real whacker, when he was basically upsides that horse, when that horse got off the mark at Cheltenham, he's gone and followed up. Now rated in the mid-150s. A lot of people think he could be a fly, but certainly for the Brown Advisory, maybe even do a Coney and go for the Gold Cup. Here he is off 133.
Yeah, he's absolutely thrown in off that mark on that form. If he reproduces it as last time out, he's still very likely raced over fences. If you put the real whacker in here, he'd be racing off, what, 137, something like that?
Yeah.
He'd be short to beat this lot because he's in the Gold Cup and the RSA Chase. Real Whacker obviously came out and won the Dipper. Maybe you could argue that form took a little bit of a knock, I suppose, yesterday with Thunder Rock and Monreal both being well beaten at Sandown.
Thunder Rock ran all right.
Yeah, he ran all right. But nevertheless, I mean, you're still talking about proper graded horse in the Real Whacker. Indigo Breeze giving him a right old tussle last time, and he was quite well fast in the market to beat him that day, running off a silly mark against handicap chasers. He should outclass them. The issue, of course, here, Dave, is how many runners is in this race. We're talking about 20-odd runners.
23 runners.
You
and
know,
there's a couple of nons. Let me just check if anything's defected. It is 23 as I'm counting all the way down. Yep, 23 go to post.
We do not know whether there's going to be trouble in running. We do not know whether Indigo Breeze is going to be experienced enough to deal with this type of test at this such an early stage of his chasing career.
I'll wear a hood, which, you know, Sam Ewing gets the ride here, which is great for Sam, young, talented jockey out there at the Elliott Yard. Batch, give us an alternative here. Are we agreeing on one here?
We are, yeah.
Another grey.
Vanilla. First time cheek pieces.
Seems like a long time ago that he won the Albert Bartlett. Didn't he
Long
win it like an absolute good horse?
Yeah, like a good horse. Finished third to Statler. Then was behind Galloping
Yes.
the Chomps.
Over
Over
that was
2
never
3.
his race,
No,
was
over
it?
2 mile 3. This is 2.5 today. Cheek pieces on. I think it's another option for us.
He
I think you agree with me, Dave, don't you?
I do. I'm
Yeah.
with you. It's isn't that a race I'm mad keen on. I totally see the handicapping element of Indigo Breeze. I think probably right. If you're taking that form literally, then keep him out of trouble, Sam Ewing, and we've got to be going close here, I think, on Indigo. But Vanilla is a horse that is, this time last year, he was Grade 1 novice chaser, and it was behind Fury Road at Leopardstown. He sort of disappointed a little bit. He then ran well, didn't he, behind Statler, as you say? But again, he's been beaten a long way. He was third in that ridiculous National Hunt Challenge chase where, how many ran? Like 2 ran, didn't it? It was like 6 ran, basically. Only 5 got home in that. And then it's been a little bit PC since. But this is definitely a drop in grade for him. And a marker 145 over there should be doable for the grade. They're putting on the pieces. They landed a gamble yesterday with Percival Legallois. I think that's how we say that, in the 3 mile handicap. Down there as well. So I like him as well. Shall we put this on as the team bet? Because it's me and you versus G-Rod here.
So Vanilla you want to go with?
Vanilla, please, if you don't mind.
Okay, let's take the 7 to 1.
Is this an each way bet? How many places are we getting here?
6 places here.
I think this is an each way bet.
We go each
£5
way,
each way, yeah?
6 places on the app. You want to go a fiver each way, 6 places.
Boost it.
Yes.
Yes!
Come on.
Come on, there's the app then, the Racing Post app. You see it's lightning.
There we go. We're on.
Vanilla on. Let's hope he's sweet after the race then for me and Mattie Batch. Good luck whichever
So
way
we've
you
got
play.
we've got 2 runners for us. We've got Indigo Breeze up for me and the punters,
We're on the greys.
and Vanilla for you two.
Let's get a quick social up. Chris Timms comes back on. Chris, welcome along. Couple each way for me. Facet de Large, and now where or when. Facet de Large, blinkers on. After finishing 8th last time, I guess, Chris, you're hoping that actually wasn't disgraced at all, was in the Paddy Power chase. Before that one, beat a good horse at Punchestown. They're going to blinkers on him. Brian Cooper, good to see him back riding for Jigginstown again. And what was the other one? Now where or when. Another last time out winner for the Crawford Yard. JJ Slevin, what a season he's having. Beat the Greek last time on his return at Downwell. You think that form might be good enough as well. Good luck, my man. They're circling. This is going to be fast and furious. Again, let's have a look at the roll call of honours in this. I bet you've got some good horses that have won this race. Let's go down. Yeah, Birchdale, of course, he reopposes, didn't he? 9-2 Fav. What a gamble that was when Keel said he's absolute certainty lost it. Off you go. Did he beat Minetta Times in this race 2 years ago? He did, who went on to win, somehow went on to win a Grand National. What else we got? Atois Phil, who was a good horse. Fox Rock was a really good horse for the Walshes. Empire of Dirt, he's shown himself to be a Ryanair type horse, didn't he? Will we see that calibre of performance in this race? So we've got 3 more races this afternoon coming your way at Leopardstown. Did we see the bumper yesterday, by the way, Leopardstown?
No.
No, I missed that. Yeah.
Bloody good horse won it, I think.
Whose is that?
John Kiley's horse. He's only got a handful of horses.
Yeah, he always used to have a good bumper record, didn't he, John Kiley?
Really good.
Yeah.
He used to get great mares, I remember.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
In the bumpers, but
Yeah.
what was
that called?
What was that? Lissa Porrick, he used to have that.
Yeah,
She was
she
a
was
rocker,
good.
wasn't she? And yeah, great to see that yard back. And I don't know, if that's not nearly a champion bumper winner, I'll be very, very surprised. We've got the Goffer in this, who, of course, another horse for the Elliott, David Russell, takes this ride. He wasn't quite seen to his best, I don't think, was he, on and off the bridle at Warwick last time? That was
Dream
great
to
too.
share, was that it?
Yes. Yes, watch that back batch. You can do that in your members club, of course. Go and see the replay. That is, I think that's a very good horse, and it beat the right horse, more to the point. Topville Ben we've got in this, we should mention, a British handicapper. Well done, Phil Kirby. He would probably like the ground a bit softer, the 11-year-old, but he'll be up there early, you would imagine. This has been a horrible race for Willie Mullins, by the way, historically. Let's have a look down. Yeah, Willie's record, stand by, drum roll please. He's had 25 runners in this in the last 10 years. Only 4 have hit the frame. And off we go. Let's find out.
Here we go.
This is, I mean, pick them out here, lads. I'm going to need a bit of help with this call, aren't I? But off we go then. And it looks like Chris Tim's horse is going to be up there. Brian Cooper's doing just about come up first, is he? Is that another grey?
Vanillier's up there. Oh, Indigo Breeze almost gone at the first.
Hang on, don't wobble already. I'll tell you what, now where I went absolutely clouted that. Yeah, it is Faceur de Large who's right up there. He's now just taken a lead. Looking for Batch, I'm going to have to put you on Vanillier Cam, I think. Where is he?
We're just on the outside.
There's 100 greys in this, aren't there?
They're
all upside.
They're all upside. Foxy Jacks is also got very good handicap form. And I'll tell you what, mistakes are plenty.
Another mistake from Indigo Breeze there.
Joe Donnelly's horse doesn't look like he's going to already extend, giving Mullins a fillip in this. Egality Mans is right out the back. It's a horrible run. The Goffer's right out the back as well. Facet Large started off prominent. He's drifted right back into midfield. Indigo Breeze, the big horse, he is in the midfield along with Vanillier. What went off Fav in the end, guys? Was it Mascada?
Mascada, yeah.
She's got a nice inside sit. And
Set her right down the inside, behind the grey.
That looks like Rachel Blackmore, isn't it? I think, I think that is Rachel, isn't it? She's
no
got
gloves.
Beautiful sit.
No gloves.
No, that's her.
That's her.
Should you wear gloves? It's always a Mickey
No, I always
Fitz
never
thing,
did.
Mickey Fitz constantly, whenever he shook his arm, before he was go for a ride, he'd have these lovely gloves.
I always went no gloves.
Always?
Yeah, well.
Old school.
Gary Moore used to say, and see Jamie now, he's one of the few that has no gloves.
All right, there you go. All right, so.
And Ryan, you'll see Ryan with no gloves.
Yeah, Ryan, always.
There you go.
If it's good enough for Ryan, it's good enough for Batch.
Absolutely, I taught him all I knew,
Do you wear gloves in the winter? Are you one of those?
I've got a nice pair of gloves that I've been wearing all weekend. I don't ride in them though.
A softie.
That might surprise you.
All right, okay. Here we go then. What's this? Looking for the JP horses. Let's have a look. Birchdale, last year's winner out the back at the minute. What else have we got there? Pronounce that Mullins horse. Number
I like
18.
the way you're thinking.
No, pronounce number 18.
Number 18. Let Batchy have a go.
Come on. Number 18.
Rambrandilla.
Oh, he's nailed it. He's doing terribly in the tipping challenge, but he's absolutely nailing the pronunciations. Now, where or when, Chris Timms, you're happier now, Chris, aren't you? He whacked the first, but he's got himself into a nice rhythm as well. What's this leading then?
Oh, Vanillier's gone.
Who's gone?
Vanillier's
gone.
Oh,
Brought down.
that was an unseat, wasn't it? Oh, Vanillier, first time Chief Beast didn't work.
He's brought down.
I think it was an unseat batch, wasn't it? He was very quick to his feet, if not. Keith Donoghue, hopefully he's all right.
Falco Blitz in front.
Falco Blitz is leading. Egality Man's down.
Few of them down.
And JP with the green hat on, which I think was, I like the way you're thinking. Simon Torrens was our fancy for this. Tell you what, Topville Ben's got a lovely sit, hasn't he? The British Raider in this.
Yeah.
That would be something, wouldn't it? Mascada, the ex-Pat, of course, she's on the inside. She just about made her way to favouritism, going really well on the inside. How many other times didn't win this that year? I just do not. I was all over him that day. Abandoned him, of course, going to Aintree, won't stay. And that was just a Henry de Bromhead, sort of victory lap, wasn't it, that season? It was unbelievable. Indigo Breeze, not experience, definitely counting him out at the moment.
Yeah, he's been undone by inexperience. He's jumped poorly and he's got himself into
Another one gone there. It's like bingo at the moment, isn't it? I think that was another JP horse,
like
wasn't
the
it?
Grand National, this.
It's a bit like a Grand National. I say, but as we've said, it has produced a Grand National in the last 3 years.
I think that was Take All that went.
What's this on the inside? Mars Harper, Dennis O'Regan got him in a beautiful ride at the moment for Dennis O'Regan. Still desperate to get that winner at Hereford. Dennis, isn't he, to complete the set?
To complete the set.
Come on, Gordon, just put him on an absolute good thing over there and we can get on with it, can't we? I think that's what we want. What's this in the red hat that's catching my eye? Goodness gracious me.
Where?
Oh, that's Glamorgan Duke. Outside a lot for the Gilligans, but Philip Enright on. The Gilligans had a winner recently as well. Glamorgan Duke is a course and distance winner. Don't count him out if you're looking in running. Falco Blitz, though, going widest of all. Topville Ben on the inside. Lars Harper there as well. Facet de Large look very happy. I think Indigo Breeze needs to get on with it now, guys, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's warming up in the jumping department now. And
he is warming up a little bit.
Picking up
not hard enough.
But there's a lot of horses in front of him.
What's this catching my eye? Ballyshannon Rose for the Fahey's and Kian Cullinan taking off a handy 7. Something in yellow coming into it as well. Blimey, this is hard work.
That is.
Richard Hawes has got nothing to worry about, has he? Is it take
Oh,
all?
bad mistake by Indigo Breeze again. Just when
Yeah, and he's come off the bridle there a bit. It doesn't matter how well the handicap you are if you don't jump the fences. But is he out of it?
I think he's in trouble.
Take all.
Now where or when he's upside, he's got about 8 horses in front of him. Muscada keeps catching the eye. Rachel Blackmore, I tell you what, she wasn't great there either.
No.
Indigo Breeze slightly better, but at the moment we've got Falco Blitz up there. Where's Topville Ben? He's now rowing away. This is going to be right outside of Nick Morgan Duke. He's the one to beat. There's another JP horse coming into it. Which is the yellow hat? Ciel de Neige. This is Willie Mullins. He's got terrible record in this thing. Come on, Topville Ben. Then if we're not on Indigo Breeze,
Shannon
let's hope the
Rose
Brit
is
wins
there.
it.
Come on,
the Goffer's
Topville.
coming now as well. Davy Russell on the inside. But Glamorgan Duke still the one to catch. Final fence and a long run in. Topville Ben upside.
Topville Ben.
Come on, Topville Ben. This would be marvellous, wouldn't it?
Go
I don't
on.
think he's going to get there, guys. Looks like the Goffer's going to come through and win this. 3
Race
mile
is a
last
filler,
time.
Dave.
At Warwick, he disappointed some. Davy Russell giving him the kitchen sink. Mighty Potter was absolutely impressive. This is another brilliant Russell ride. Some said he shouldn't have come back. You're now seeing why. A 1, 2, 3, well clear. Glamorgan Duke made a bold bid for home. And Topville Ben showing that British handicappers should go and have a crack at this meeting. That's fun to watch, wasn't it?
Who said don't come back?
Who was that?
Who was that? Talking garbage.
Yeah, look,
Come back.
he doesn't even like the ground, I don't think, Topville Ben, and he's run really, really well there.
Yeah,
so.
good run from the British runner there.
I'm not sure what happened with Mascada. Around about 3 out, she was creeping into it and she absolutely whacked it. Indigo Breeze, no good out there. Definitely, that was experience, wasn't it?
Got the ability, but need to jump better than that to win races like that.
Long time since you won a
It's
race
hard
as
to go
well.
up against proper handicaps in a competitive race like that.
Yeah.
Just
You've got to be spot on.
You can't, because you get bumped a little bit, don't you? Get unsighted at the fences.
There's no room for error. Whereas in a novice, you can make a little mistake when most of the others are doing it as well. But in handicaps, you've got to
Yeah, it's a little
on the
bit
game.
different going round Cheltenham
Yeah.
with 6 runners.
I'll be honest, I'm glad that's over. That was tough.
It sounded tough.
Yeah.
We've been cleaning up as we've been cleaning up as well. I'm like, which JP horse is it? We've been cleaning up. Very odd race that, says Jake Galloway coming back. Genghis was with it. Boom, scraped the paint. Great ride. 25 to 1 yesterday, says the mighty Gomez. Goffer kills his Cheltenham chance, says Tom Leach. This is a chap that went to Warwick, wasn't it? What was the horse that won the race? Nichols had one in there, didn't he? Let's have a look. I can get it up. Whoever it was, it's a bit of a boost for them, I suppose, going to Cheltenham, isn't it? Oh, it's Gala de Lito, of course. Galia de Lito. The mayor of Skelton's complete unknown was in the race. It was the next destination race, as I called it. They come well clear. Topville Ben, what a run that was from the 11-year-old out there. Phil Kirby, what did you get for third? Let's have a little look. It's going to be a lot of money next. It's €88,000 to the winner out there. Fourth, if you're looking for that, that was, I think it was Ciel de Neige, or was it Ciel de Neige? Yes, it was for Mullins. Again, Willie Mullins, blank, continues in that race. And now where I went, ran on, Chris. Did he get your place for you? I hope he did. He was running on stoutly at the finish.
6 places, might have crawled in, mightn't he?
Yeah, that first, I tell you what, keep with him, Chris, because that first fence that basically put him out of the race. I think he has placed, isn't he, looking at that? Yeah. And Mascada, that error was enough to do her, wasn't it? She's staying on again a little bit down the pack as well.
Yeah, not soft enough for her, I don't think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Chris, you got your place, didn't you? If you went 6 places, I hope you did, old son out there. All right, great stuff then. We move on. Musselburgh comes up next. Is this? We've got how many more we've got from Musselburgh? Yeah, this is the final one of the
last
weekend. It's been great fun up there, isn't it? And Bob Marley horse goes favourite here, or is it favourite of Buffalo Soldier? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it's been a right old gamble here, guys, in this race. This is a Potemps qualifier. Look out for whatever finishes fourth. When it comes to the big one, of course, you need to come in the top 4 if you're new to these races to qualify for the final on the Cheltenham Festival. It's still on the Friday, the Potemps. The Potemps Friday, Thursday, Friday.
Thursday, isn't it, normally? I thought.
Can't remember. Don't move to it. Anyway,
It's
whenever
not
it is.
Wednesday or Tuesday,
I thought it was
Fiendishly hard
Thursday.
race to win, isn't it?
I think.
2:55, our final race from Musselburgh. Then, what do we like in this? I quite like one actually, but Brandy McQueen has been one of the gambles of the day, believe it or not, for Harriet Graham and Gary Rutherford. Edward Austin, a jockey I don't know a great deal about. He's ridden 28 winners in his career, I can tell you that much. He rides a bit for James Ewart, I think. He's the recipient of the ride here, and this chap claims 5 after he steered it to success on New Year's Day up there, where he won quite readily, beat a horse called Lockdown Luke. But 10-2 basically he gets here, and you have to think, while some horses will just be trying to finish 3rd or 4th, you have to think that this is probably his cup final, isn't it? So I can see what the market's found. Has anyone gone for this?
No, I've gone Bob Marley.
You've gone a Buffalo Soldier?
Yeah, Buffalo.
Please don't do that in an accent ever again. And now this is strong form. This is strong form. I've deserted him today. I put him up on New Year's Day at Cheltenham.
Third behind the Longston.
Javelay.
Hector Javelay.
Jet of Magic certainly didn't harm that form.
Yeah.
And it was ridden to perfection, Hector Javelay, when it qualified for this on its next run.
Was
It was. It finished 4th behind Itchy Feet in the week, and Lily Pincham was marvellous on it. Let's just put it that way. You wouldn't. I mean, 1-2-6. What's Hector Javelay off now? So this could be a boost for the Charlie Longston runner. After 1-3-4, you're probably gonna sneak in, aren't you? You're gonna be sort of sweating on that, but you didn't want to blow your mark, did you? In that, so finished 4th. So Hector Javelay, I think, is a real good British player in the final itself. Not the one I like, but you're a Buffalo Soldier. You think you're going to see that form?
Yes, I think Buffalo Soldier for me. Warren Greatrex. I don't think been a bit quiet of late, but
There's a delay at Musselburgh. We're hearing a serious medical incident with a race goer. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
So we might. I'm sure we'll be covering this race, guys. But it's going to. Thanks, Jack Reed, for that. Our intrepid social reporter today. But he's clipping up all the clips for you, and hoping I don't mention Burnley, but I will. And unfortunately, there seems to be something going on. So we used to see this at football grounds, didn't we? There was a real spate of them, wasn't there? I'd imagine that something's gone wrong. So the ambulance will be needed basically at Musselburgh. You've got to have 2 ambulances on the course batch, haven't you?
Yes, right, yeah.
Basically. So we have to wait for them to come back. Fingers crossed up there, north of the border. Hope everything's all right. So we'll keep an eye on the 2:55 then. But did you like anything? Sorry, before I move on.
I'm on Coolbane Boy. Yeah, he won a bit of an egg and spoon last time at the track, but he did it quite well. He was hot favourite that day. There was a lot of money for him.
Interesting jockey booking.
Sandy Thompson and Harry Cobden teaming up. I wouldn't have thought that happens too often. No. Of course, Harry doesn't go up that far north.
Schalke, who he got touched off by yesterday, ran 4th behind Green Book, didn't he? Which gives him a line on Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah. The form was not bad, I don't think, and it's course form, which I like, and the time's okay. There's a few others who I thought had good chances. Buffalo Soldier, obviously a Bardenstown lad, I thought had a really good chance, but I came down on Coolbane Boy in a wide open race, absolutely wide open.
Well, cool, finished 2nd last year.
Yeah, he's got
do you remember that? Wackle, that was your horse, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's when you said it was a certainty.
Yeah, I think I was quite strong on him.
And you were very strong on him.
And he ran well.
But he didn't win. He came 2nd, didn't he?
He came 2nd, yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to put that
the big galloper one
down on my epitaph, I think. Ran well but didn't win.
Paul Nicholls has got a good record in this race, guys. He had 4 runners in it for 2 wins and a place. Just before we move on, Shearer, of course, really disappointed some, didn't he, on his last couple of starts? Well behind a Buffalo Soldier, but they've roughed him off, and he wouldn't be totally surprised to see him bounce back at all and still run a big one in the Potemps. I like Barnestown lad here.
Yep.
Who basically has looked like he absolutely hates fences. A lot of people thought that he would be the National Hunt Chase winner because, of course, he was 3rd behind the Nice Guy. He got beaten by that chap after finishing a very ready winner at this meeting last year. So he comes back. He loved the ground for John McConnell. John McConnell's horses just have not run up to expectation. But Ben Harvey takes off 5. He'll do for me.
He wasn't great round Catterick last time, was he?
Behind Gitmaker, a brilliantly named horse.
Gitmaker.
I said to Jamie Stoney's trainer on Watch Out, I said, "Is it Gitmaker, or do you actually?" He goes, "Well, he's a lovely git." He's quite an interesting horse going forward, isn't he? Could see him.
Yeah, he's going to be a national horse, isn't he? Gitmaker in time, I think. Maybe a
very talented horse.
Maybe if not a proper Grand National horse, then maybe a Scottish or Welsh one.
No need for a Burnley dig, says Jack.
Sussex one?
Always need for that.
A Sussex one. I think he'd be a bit better than that.
All right, let's draw breath then, shall we? Because we're not sure what's going up at Musselburgh. The Mission Control and Jack are looking at that for us out there. But we've gone against Brandy McQueen, who's one of the gambles of the day, with the Buffalo Soldier, Barnestown lad, and Coolbane Boy at prices. We'll decide a team tip. Let's talk about Galloping de Champs, can we? Is it time to talk about Galloping de Champs? I'm hearing the Goffer has been introduced into the ultimate betting at 8-1 with Paddy Power. Did he blow his mark? I don't know. He certainly won that very well, didn't he? Anyway, one for the ultimate for you. There's the final result. Look, Glamorgan Duke, massive price at 50s for the place. Topville Ben, brilliant for the Brits. And last year's winner, Birchdale, creeping into it for 4th again. Okay, so we've got 3:10, of course, 10 minutes away now, pretty much 12 minutes away from what could be a Honeysuckle coronation. There's some... let's get this out of the way. I'll tell you what, we'll talk about Gallop a little bit later on. Sorry, those of you that want to just to debrief on that. There's some rumblings at the track that if she doesn't win this today, we might be seeing...
Retire.
It's possible, that's what we're hearing. But now whether you... I mean, look, look, yeah, come here. I'm hoping that's not the case, obviously.
She's not going to win, is she, Dave?
The market is strong on her.
She's not going to win, Dave, is she?
I'll tell you what, working with these lads is great fun. And I'm hoping that Rachel does a Davy Russell afterwards with this scarf. Let's hope someone gives us some Honeysuckle merch. And Vauban is the one that's maybe eased out a little bit in the market. This is the 310, of course, at Leopardstown, which may well come up before the first. The final race, sorry, this afternoon at Musselburgh. Again, we'll keep our eyes open for that. We've got Facile Vega coming up at 3:40 as well. Arguably, it's still the most exciting stuff to come, isn't it?
Yeah, still a lot more to come, yeah. Facile Vega,
Yeah.
the new coming, but...
Got Gaelic Warrior after we go off air.
Gaelic Warrior.
It's just above even money at the moment.
For a handicap.
Yeah, against
running off,
16 rivals.
What, 120 odd is he or something?
I don't think they're worried about the mark, are they? Because they're going to go for the Ballymore.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Let's Dance, the horse that they went to Cheltenham with a couple of years ago, and she got beat at Cheltenham, and then I think they were thinking, well, if she wins a race this season, great, but we'll put her away and we'll wait for next year. And similar with Gaelic Warrior, of course, he jumps right-handed, didn't he, last year, and threw away that race at Cheltenham. He should have won it. Well, we don't know how good he is, really, do we?
No.
He's beaten up all fields at 1 to 16 and 1 to 12 or something this year. Ridiculous.
Well, look, that's coming off, and then we've got a mare's
so
bumper at the end, where a lot of you that watch up in the ante will be hoping that Lily Duburley completes.
They're on their way down.
Oh, good. We're going to catch up at Musselburgh. Shall we just have a quick talk while I do now? Because we've had a chat about this race, and we'll decide the team bets before we go on. Let's have a quick talk about Jalopin de Champs, because can you get the results? How do we find results on the app? The Mission Control would like us to see that, please, if you don't.
Yeah, so let's try and get the result up from yesterday, shall we? So you can see all races and results. So you just click results, and yeah, we're going to get
this is riveting, Juvenile.
Yesterday, sorry, I'm going as fast as I can here, and we're going to Jalopin de Champs, aren't we?
Yeah,
we are.
The Irish Gold Cup, 30 to 100.
We got a Racing Post rating for him yet?
I don't believe that Steve Mason has put an RPR on him yet.
Okay.
His previous best was 177.
Yeah.
Where would you go, Dave, if you were rating this race? He's beaten Statler 8 lengths. If we look at Statler and see what his previous best
only
is.
163.
Does he win a Gold Cup badge?
167.
Jalopin de Champs.
Yeah.
On the performance yesterday, yes, he does, I think, but the price is not appealing, really. I think.
Actually, they pushed him out.
Yeah, I mean, I think Statler was.
Did you ever see that?
Statler was a good run. I mean, he looks like he's going to.
The further he goes, the better.
Further he goes, and of
Extra
course,
2 furlongs.
extra 2 furlongs. That's going to help him. I still don't think he'd be good enough to beat Jalopin de Champs. And looking at the rest, yeah, he just.
Can we?
And they rode, sorry, Gio. They rode him yesterday like they probably rode him in the Gold Cup.
Does Fury Road drag the form RPR-wise down a little bit for Gallopin?
Possibly, yeah.
158.
Statler's 167.
162 he got. So I guess if you think that Fury Road ran to that Savills form, he's been beaten. Well, yeah, I mean, you could. It's a 170 performance, I think, that yesterday, was it?
Should we have a look and see what your colleagues in the race analysis made of it? Because you can click the race analysis and it'll bring up what
Alan Sweetman, one of the doyens of that department.
What Alan Sweetman made of Ben de Champs, and he said that he made fairly heavy weather of it.
Moment or two where he made fairly heavy weather, said Alan as well. Again, one of our best analysis judges in Ireland out there. This race should not be taken as a definite endorsement of the stamina needed to win a Gold Cup.
Interesting, isn't it?
All right, we're off at Musselburgh. I don't know, do you agree with Alan? I thought we saw the Gold Cup winner yesterday. He looked like a proper stayer to me. Noble Yates would be the danger, says Simon O'Neill. But we are off. I'm delighted to say this. Hope everything's all right then up at Musselburgh. And we're going off for the 2:55. And we didn't get a team bet on in this, so we'll just watch it, shall we? Don't have to bet every race, do we? So let's just enjoy it. A reminder of the individual selections for the Cup, which annoyingly sits next to the Grey Bear at the moment. The gamble of the race, though, Brandy McQueen, is going on. My Bardenstown lad is in third. Again, horse coming back to hurdles, jumped like it as well, leave from fences. Wakul on the inside, that would be egg on face for you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be disappointing.
12 months later.
It would be disappointing.
Buffalo Soldier is
Fourth down the inner.
leading him in third. Shearer's out the back at the moment. Where's yours pick? Oh, yeah, you're in midfield, G.
Coolbane boy, Parry Cobden's just got him held up about third or fourth from the back, but they're all travelling quite nicely at the moment, aren't they? As you'd expect, they've only gone a couple of furlongs.
Mission Control, very happy with your example of the results, by the way.
Oh, good.
Despite the fact, if that was a presentation, I would have been snoring by now.
Well, you don't think that I gave it enough enthusiasm, Dave?
Yeah, if you ever have to do one, which I'm sure in your department you must, just give us a quick call. Right? And even Batch, maybe get Batchy in. Give it a bit of life, or whatever. Yeah, I mean, you and Melrose doing a presentation.
I had a lot of pancakes last night.
They're starting to kick in, are they? Your hair certainly looks like it. But it's the gamble of the day at Musselburgh. We can certainly say that. And it's not Bardenstown. What's his name? Brandy McQueen.
Brandy.
A great Scottish named horse, isn't it? Brandy McQueen, who's up there at the moment. What's this keeping him company? Is that one of the Moran's horses? The boss's Oscar. Blimey, he's been forgotten about, hasn't he?
The boss's Oscar.
He nearly won a Potemkin.
It's a huge prize. Yeah.
Said he was an absolute certainty.
Yes.
The Potemkin. He ran like an absolute certainty. Bumped into one, didn't he? I was thinking.
10-point Tom was going 10 points.
10-point Tom was 12-point Tom that
on
day.
the boss's Oscar, and he was very unlucky.
Old TC.
Very unlucky.
He's been sizzling away in the States, TC out there, if you keep following our old colleague at the moment. Okay, what's this in the Empire Steel colours? That is Salvino, very consistent horse for the Thompsons. Barnestown Lads got a nice sit there. Ben Harvey getting the ride, looking for Wackall. He's still just nicely biding his time. You've drifted back a bit, G.
Yeah, I'm not too worried. I don't think that Harry's too worried about getting too close too early. Obviously, at very, very early stages. I don't think they're going mad pace. Do you hear that, Batchelor?
No, they're not.
Sensible, 3 mile, 2 miles 7, yeah, sensible pace.
All right, yeah, they're not at all, because the back marker, who is Brian Hughes, I'm assuming, on the Tim Leslie colours, that's Gaelic Coast. He's really putting for his head out the back at the moment, so that is an indication that the front runners are not going that fast. What's this on the outside in the pink? Hurricane Harvey for Fergal O'Brien. He's finally found his winning mojo again, isn't he?
He's another well-handicapped horse, isn't he, Hurricane Harvey?
Yeah, the Hogan boy takes that. Jordan Gainford has gone up for another ride here as well, we should say, another Elliott horse. The problem is with lack of Potemps qualifiers in Ireland, Gordon has to come over for these horses, didn't they?
Well,
is it right in thinking that only one of the however many Potemps have been won by a last time out winner? It is a leading start.
That is a step. And then it was busted somewhere. There was a horse who, was it Whisper maybe, or a recent winner. It was like one of those great stats, like no, the Potemps winner never wins last time out. And then sure enough,
the moment you hang your hat on that.
The moment you say it, something that won last time out comes out and wins.
Sod's Law, the biggest thing in trends and betting, as we well know, as I say to you guys, they're there a lot. And the moment you give a great stat, of course, it will bust. All right, so now they're starting to race a bit, Batch, aren't they? And who's the lad that's got this ride? It's Edward Austin, isn't it? He's just ramping it up a little bit. He knows he stays well.
Yeah, I say they've gone steady early on, so coming around here, you need to sort of inject a bit of tempo just to turn. You don't want to be done by toe, as I said, around Musselburgh. Just keep going and turn on the pace and put it to him, because he's in a great position, a great rhythm. And round here, it's good to be in the front.
They are cranking it up, aren't they?
They are cranking it up. Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty quickly.
Pleased with Buffalo Shoulder.
Oh yeah, he wants to go a lot quicker, which is great. Obviously, if you James Bowen, he'd be in my top 5, James Bowen.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, he's quite good.
Yeah, both of the Bowen brothers.
Yeah, they
Very
both
good.
would be.
Yeah.
That's a great shout. Okay, Shearer not loving life all of a sudden at the moment. He won't be finding the net for Adrian Heskin, who's gone up for his boss, Max McNeil, and the family up there. Well, it didn't look like he would anyway. What's this? Now this is interesting. What's this horse in the blue that's coming up? This is Aurora Thunder. She's starting to warm up now for Lucinda Russell. Hurricane Harvey doesn't like the bends a bit too much, I don't think, Hurricane Harvey. And he's rowing away now.
Really
Barnestown Lad, it's not his season, is it? I thought he might bounce back here, but for whatever reason, the McConnell runners just haven't travelled this weekend. Unusual to say that. Wacool is starting to warm up. The boss's Oscar's there. A Buffalo Soldier's there. What's this on the inside as well, in the white colours?
Wacool is coming with a strong run here, Dave.
Hang on a minute. Yeah. This would be moral justice for us all. Backed G-Rod's certainty in this race last year. I'm looking for the white colours. What is this thing?
This is the Gamble, though, in front.
Coltor's the other one. Roger Fell, of course. Coltor used to be with Dermot Weld. And has run at the Cheltenham Festival.
He's got him, hasn't he, in front?
Buffalo Shoulder's gone.
Is the gamble going to be landed?
Gamble's
Buffalo
going to be
Soldier's
landed.
gone out like a
He's
light.
away.
What's cleverly going to get into fourth? It's going to be the boss's Oscar, isn't it?
Winner's in front.
Wackle's going, this is going to be Gamble landed. This. Look at
Looks
Edward
that way.
Austin. He's saying, come on then, off we go. This is May Cool at the moment.
Good.
Coulter on the inside. Wackle will try and finish. Elliot is
jump at
3
the
and
last.
5 at the moment. Oh, no!
Oh!
John Gainford. What was that that fell? JCN fell, unfortunately. Is he going to get
Coulter's
going, this winner?
flying.
Coulter's coming. He's got flat speed. Boss's Oscar's coming.
No, don't get past this.
I'll tell you what, Wackle's going to be in third. Clever ride, that on the
Great
boss's Oscar. He's going to go back with a chance at a potentially. But that is the gamble of the day at Musselburgh. Landed. Well done, Edward Austin. Well done, Harriet Graeme and Gary Rutherford. You pulled it off. He loves it up there. Pours it on the Brandy McQueen. We've got to move straight on, guys. That is the Potemp's done. Coulter was second. The boss's Oscar was third. And I think Wackle ran on for fourth.
It's a great ride from young Edward Austin there, Dave. He
Stacked them.
dictated the race and then down the back quickened and he kept going and nothing. Didn't see another rival.
Right, okay, it's time.
big one.
It's
Time.
start time. It's colours time here. It's the race potentially of the
Come on,
weekend.
G-Rod, come
One
on.
of the races of the
Sorry,
season.
there's a lot of money for your Honeysuckle.
There is. Is it-
How are they betting
How?
Honeysuckle?
Telling you. All right, let's have a look. Let's
Sentimental
What have we
money,
got?
surely.
15 to 8 now. So that means that Stateman, around about, was it 10 to 11 we got in the lucky 15? We need this for our treble in the
That's
lucky
right, for the
15.
treble, yeah.
It's Batch's nap of the day, Stateman.
Come on.
Give us the case of Stateman then. Give us the case of Stateman, Brighton boy.
County Hurdle winner. Been impressive. Honeysuckle's gone, I'm afraid to say.
What?
This is State Man's day.
All right, okay.
on.
And you don't think the Vauban can possibly
That was
reverse form?
a very good run. And I hasn't looked the other day. I couldn't believe. Do you know one of those horses? It's an old saying that you think it's been around for years. He's only 6.
What Vauban?
Vauban, yeah.
He's 5.
5, yeah.
Fine.
He's the 4-year-old to 5, isn't he?
It just seems to have been around for 8. No, State Man for me.
When you look at that Triumph Hurdle result, it does, you know, the gloss has come off it, and which you can see, of course, in juvenile divisions because they're sort of hot young horses at the time, and it's very difficult stepping up for them after that because, you know, it's age and maturity, and they get them racing young, so not all the top Triumph horses sort of go on. It's rare that you have a Defi Desoy, for example, but they were thrilled with him, seemingly, after the run. However, Willie Mullins' opponent telling anyone at Leopardstown this form will not be reversed. But you think otherwise?
I think he will reverse it. Yeah, I thought that it was a most promising return. I think that he'd been very, very patient with Vauban. Obviously, didn't bring him out until that race at Christmas. He'd obviously had State Man go in the Morgiana, hadn't he? And he was very impressive there.
More Guyana.
Yeah, I just thought that it was a much, much more promising run by Vauban. They missed the last hurdle. State Man had the run of the race, I felt, and Vauban did really well to
You're
get his
forgetting
breakthrough.
one important stat though, G-Rod.
Here we
Go
go.
for it.
Here we go.
Oh, you think the boing, boing, boing?
Boing, boing, boing.
Boing, boing.
Even more so for the
Very good,
State
better
Man.
than me with that, Scarf. All I can
Come
say
on.
is on the exchange at the moment, they are vying nearly for favouritism. Would you believe it? Honeysuckle, and Jake Galloway comes back on. Head is State Man, but would love nothing more than Honeysuckle, the suckle, to win. Don't underestimate Vauban, says Toon 2020. Now, she will surpass the great Hurricane Fly if she wins the 4th Irish Champion Idol. He won 3. His last as an 11-year-old. And definitely one of my favourite horses.
I think the problem for Honeysuckle, I think most people would agree with this, she's won 3. She's now 9, so this is going to be
Yeah.
she's getting on in years,
Yeah.
and this is without doubt the strongest edition of the race that she's ever contested. So she's probably going to need to produce
But
a
the
career
Hatton's race
best.
form got a massive boost, didn't it, for her, really? Because the Hoopo looks, look, again, a little bit like Mighty Potter and Jerry Colomb. They haven't got that Cheltenham tick next to their name, these what will be favourites for the championship races going into Cheltenham. But he absolutely hosed up in the Galmoy. Like he could have gone around another 5 times. And Classical Dream, as I keep saying, when he's fresh, he is a monstrously good horse. And she, up to the 2 mile stage, she had them cold. Everyone just thought, well, here we go, this is what we're expecting. The sucker is back. You know, Tom Siegel in his prize-wise anti-posts has been saying this is the only horse that can beat Constitution Hill. If anyone's going to put it up to him, it will be the suckle. So she's just got an amazing way how to win. Are we going to do a bet here? I mean,
No, we don't need to.
I don't think
We
we
don't need to.
do. I don't think we do, guys. They would like us to.
We've
Mission
got-
Control would like us to,
What?
but I don't think we will. I mean, we could do a forecast potentially, couldn't we? But no, I think we could do a trifecta to finish in certain order. Couldn't we? I don't know. Combination try. That would be it. I don't think anyone thinks Pied Piper's going to, reverse Triumph Hurdle form with Vauban. Zanna here as well. Now a 6-year-old in between trips, and he looks like he's lost his way a little bit. He's a course and distance winner, of course. Pied Piper's the only one that's not won at Leopardstown in the pack. How's she looking? Who's going to be on honey cam here?
Yeah.
Suckle cam, if you like.
That should be you, I suppose.
It should be me. All right, okay.
Should be you.
Tactics here. What are we thinking? State man bounces out, Batch?
It looks like
Yeah,
it.
it looks like that. He's lining up to...
Looks like Honeysuckle and
is up.
State Man are going to make it.
It's 3:10
There we
then.
go.
It is the Chanel Farmer.
Chanel Farmer.
Chanel Sharma. The Chanel Farmer.
Chanel
Irish
Farmer.
champion hurdle. Won by all the greats down the years. And what sort of a finish are we going to see here? This is why a lot of people have rocked up to Leopardstown today. Let's hope it serves up what we're hoping for. State Man's going to try and make all then here under Paul Townend. Pied Piper a little bit lit up on the inside next to stablemate Zanna here, who wasn't great there at all. Honeysuckle, I tell you what, Vauban walked through that out the back. Had to change his reins there. What happened there with the reins there with Danny Mullins? What was he doing? Well, obviously trying to stay on, but...
Trying to stay on, and I think where he sort of dropped his head a little bit, he just slipped the reins for his hands. He just had to get them back because he got a bit keen.
Honeysuckle is slightly wide, she's slightly keen, and Zanna here's keeping her outside here, but she's keen to let Paul Townend know you are not going to be having a stop-start race here, isn't she?
I don't think she wants this to get tactical, does she?
When was the last time Honeysuckle made all?
Yeah, a long time
Unusual.
ago. They're right up alongside
have
each
to.
other, aren't they? They're right up alongside each other, the big two. State Man and Honeysuckle jump it together.
Right, G, take it up. I'm on. How's
Go on.
Vauban going?
Yeah, he absolutely walked through the first, as Bat said, lit himself up a little bit, and now he's just tracking Honeysuckle. He jumped the second a lot better, but he's quite keen, which is a little bit worry.
Yeah, there were the starting prices. Look, then it was 5 to 6. State Man on the off. Honeysuckle 15 to 8. Vauban all the way out to 5s, and Pied Piper best of the rest at 40s. I'm looking at Honeysuckle's record, guys, in running in short, small fields. This is something that's going to be quite interesting. In 1 to 5 runners, she's unbeaten, funnily enough. I mean, she's just unbeatable, isn't she? She just wins, doesn't she? But I'm trying to think how many runners were in Hatton's Grace and what her Racing Post ratings were in small fields. Because she excels, doesn't she, when the tough get going? Yeah,
I don't think she's ever gone above 165 or 66, something like that. Well, Honeysuckle, but
her best Racing Post rating in this was when she won in 2021, 163. And that is sort of State Man-ish. And she beat Abacadabras that day. She beat him cold. She wasn't that impressive when she won this race last year. She beat Zanna here by 6.5 lengths. She was a little bit sticky, wasn't she? But off we go then. Come on, this is going to be fantastic, isn't it? We're on the far side now. Vauban, again, doing what he did at Christmas. He's just sitting up the back and biding his time. He's got the real turn of foot.
Yeah, he's finally got him settled now. He had to switch. He had him on the outside, Vauban. He had to switch him inside in order to get some cover because he was too keen on the outside.
I'm refreshing it in running. State Man is now clear favourite on the exchange. Honeysuckle right off him. I mean, this is going to be absolutely brilliant. Vauban, I suppose, the horse that they were talking about, the Melbourne Cup, after he won the Triumph, because he just won it through speed, certainly not jumping. He is pounced, ready to go. All right, here we are. What's that? 3 out, I think. Is it? Honeysuckle had a little knuckle then. The knuckle from the suckle. Don't go there. The vessel with the pestle, the brew that is true.
Very tightly packed.
Through we go.
The Dorchester.
Absolutely, yeah, you knew what I was on about. But it is State Man at the moment then.
Here we go.
It was the knuckle from Honeysuckle. God, blimey, this game.
Knuckle from the
Zanna
suckle.
here is definitely warming up a little bit. Best race he's won so far this
State
season.
Man
but they
going
have
best,
scored
I
him.
think.
Yeah,
State
Man's
Man's
Here we
going
go.
well.
This is the key then. Matty Batch all over State Man. I'm over.
Honey's coming under it.
Vauban's really got loads of running left.
No,
Honeysuckle just getting tapped for toe a little bit.
Honeysuckle's in trouble.
He's in a bit of trouble, I think.
Honeysuckle's
That's
in
not what I
trouble.
wanted to see him
Come on.
attack. But State Man at the moment.
we
Look,
go.
Vauban looks the danger,
No.
doesn't he? She's just got tapped for toe a little bit. She's
will go.
going bad over Honeysuckle. He's
Vauban
coming
going
in
down.
centres. But at the moment, State Man, the now horse, is this the
Man's
biggest
away.
guys? Too close. Oh, he's on a rein. He's going for
away.
it.
State Man's
See
away.
why? She wants a little bit further now, Honeysuckle, don't they?
Go on.
I don't think she'll be going to the champion hurdle after this.
He's
She's
seen
got
one.
the second
He's
at
seen
best.
one.
What a great ride from Paul Town on this.
Boom.
That was a good jump. And
Yay.
Honeysuckle's going to finish second, I think. Unless Vauban can conjure something. He's going 4, 5, 6 lengths clear. Honeysuckle going to win the race a second. Is she? Vauban might catch her for that spot. Oh, State Man, well done, Batchy.
Come on.
Easy for State Man.
Well done,
Easy.
Batch. That's 3 out of 4 then. In the lucky 15 for the Injured Jockeys Fund. So the treble landed. 6 to 5 against actually went off in the end, would you believe it? He drifted out right in the last minute. Gave him a fairly easy lead, I suppose, because we don't really have Honey down for leading, do we? Vauban doesn't want to lead. And Catch Me If You Can. He jumped the best G. We knew that Batchy thought this was an absolute good thing. It was a knuckle from the suckle. But that didn't cost her, did it?
No, he's very good, isn't he, State Man? He just gets better and better every time you see him. He's improving, he jumps well, he travels well, and he finishes his races off strongly. He's going to be, without doubt, the #1 threat to Constitution Hill now coming to Cheltenham. I still expect Constitution will be too good for him, but he's going to make Constitution Hill work, I think. A little bit more than Constitution Hill has done so in the past.
I think we'll be coming to 2 out in the Champion Hurdle, and both of these will be on the bridle, so it'll be who keeps their powder dry the longest. And
Honeysuckle, for me, Honeysuckle has been beaten, but she keeps running to a good level. You know, she's still a very good horse. I wouldn't be considering retiring her at all.
I mean, watching it back now here off the home turn, guys, basically, and he's just sweetening him up now, Batch, isn't he? He immediately took 4 lengths out of Honeysuckle. She really gamely rallied, didn't she? And she looks like she's caught between 2 miles and 2 mile 4 now, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, we'll debrief. You get all your quotes, of course, at the Racing Post coming from the course. We've got all the best men over there. DJ will be leading the charge. Richie Forrest on the team. They'll be giving you the quotes as they're coming around about 6 p.m. You'll be able to find them. Does she go mares now?
Would you go mares now? Sure. On this run,
she's not going to win a Champion Hurdle, is she?
You're not. I don't think you're winning Champion Hurdle on this run. I think you're going to win a mares.
You want the trip now, looking at that.
You want the trip.
Rachel was quite easy on her as well on the run-in. She knew she might get caught for second at one point and went for her again a little bit. Vauban he's pretty much run pound for pound for the Christmas, isn't he?
Yeah, Vauban's run a similar race at Christmas. He was too keen.
He was too keen. He took
That's
too early.
That's a problem for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, you might look. He's one that if he gets faced with a proper pace at Cheltenham, might pick up a place.
His issue is he doesn't jump well enough. Like he cannot win a Champion Hurdle jumping like that.
Could he be one for the Aintree Hurdle potentially?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not. Yeah. All right. She might even still go for that.
He don't jump well enough because he's
trimmed.
He's concentrating to be too keen all the
time.
He's
being trimmed now for the Champion Hurdle market. We'll try and get that up. There's the 340. A reminder that's our final race of the day, and a lot of people calling this the next Constitution Hill. Facile Vega up against High Definition one-time Derby run. That's going to be a sizzling race. In the Pockets form was boosted yesterday. I am a big fan of Dark Raven and LA Tomp. No mug whatsoever. 18-1 shows you what sort of a calibre we've got coming up. Basically, it's the Tattersalls Island, isn't it? Novice Grade 1. That's going to be superb. But we're watching State Man. He's a beautiful looking horse.
Yeah, lovely looking horse. Yeah.
Uber confidence going into the County Hurdle. They got it right, didn't they? And if you think about Senois, who won the County Hurdle from. They don't always go on. You can get lulled into a Mullins County Hurdle winner sometimes. One it was called Final Approach, who beat Get Me Out of Here by a whisker, I seem to remember. He didn't really go on either. This chap confounded me when I was doing all my previews for the jump season here back in October now, because I wasn't sure if he's going to go over fences, wasn't sure if he was quoted for the stayers. We're watching Honeysuckle come in, by the way, guys. Massive round of applause for her. The anti-post market is up 8-1. I'll be putting another 1 in front of that, I think, for Honeysuckle, looking at that. I know she's the Queen of Cheltenham, but the Hill might suit her a bit better. She's never been at her best around Leopardstown. But
I think you go mares. I think you'd rather... You're not... On all that we know, worst case scenario, you're going to finish 3rd in the Champion Hurdle.
She's, of course, won the mares, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's won the mares. She's won a Champion Hurdle. So I'd rather go back to Cheltenham with a realistic... I'm not saying she hasn't got a chance to win Champion Hurdle.
Dan Kent is on. Honeysuckle. Dan, I'm reading your comments in. Guys, if you're just joining us, we can see a lot of people are. Thumbs up, like and subscribe. You can get involved in this chat. This is your chance to have a state. We've got, 20 minutes until the final race here. Let's have a proper debrief. A state man comes in with the Donnellys either side. Dan Kent says Honeysuckle's run a great race. They should 100% stay in the Champion Hurdle and she can regain her crown. Dan, you can't put her in the mares after that. She's too good for it.
I think she should run it.
Who said that? Who said he's too good for it?
Dan Kent.
Well, surely
too good.
You just answered your own question.
Chris says Honeysuckle
too good for the mares. You win the mares then, don't you?
She won't challenge Marie's Rock or Love Emoir in the mares, says Simon O'Neill.
I don't think she should run in the mares.
Simon O'Neill says she should retire now. Look, watch the headlines for this.
How can you be too good for the mares? Then if you say that, you win the mares.
Does Epatante lock up in the mares as well?
Maybe, but they shouldn't.
She wasn't entered, but they talked about supplementer because Hendo said, I got it wrong, be my money. Of course, she won that at Donny the other day.
I don't think she'll win the mares. I don't think Honeysuckle will win the mares, so I don't see the point in running. I mean, she might as well run in the Champion Hurdle and get beat. If she goes to Cheltenham, runs in the mares and gets beat, then that tarnishes her reputation a little bit, does it not? Tarnishes her legacy a little bit.
I don't think so.
I think, personally in the mares, I think that Marie's Rock is a serious horse, and I think that she's going to be very, very difficult to beat in that race.
Drashel didn't harm the form at all.
No, and I think that Honeysuckle will struggle to beat her at this age. I think they should run in the Champion Hurdle, finish 3rd or 4th behind State Man and a Grey in Constitution Hill, and then if they want to retire, then all well and good. Everyone will say great career.
There's the result that a lot of you were expecting out there. Let us know who had that trifecta in that order. State Man, 6-5 favourite, odds against in the end. Beats Honeysuckle, the money came for it, didn't they? Half of Ireland, seemingly honour. And Vauban, a lot of people thought might be going 3rd then, 9-2. That is the Irish Champion Hurdle done and dusted. Okay, well, let's have a try.
And the treble up.
And the treble up. And look, 1-4, you're not going to... I mean, he's just been nibbled at, hasn't he, from that 7-2, basically, State Man. He's... I mean, there'll be thieves out there, won't they, of course?
Yeah, oh, Dave, look. You have regained the trophy.
Oh,
you're such
no, there's one more to go.
You're such a sneaky one, aren't you?
I like to come late in the day.
You've sneaked in there with 3 points just to get above me just.
I never panic. I'm like one of those horses that sets out to make all, and if you want to go past me, that's fine. You're going too fast.
It's all coming down to the last race.
What have we all got in the last?
We're all on the...
We've gone Vassar, haven't we?
No.
No, we haven't. Oh, no!
No, we haven't.
Oh no, I've been a gentleman about it and gone with the horse that my horse to follow for the season. And but anyway, we'll get to that. So there it is.
What was it, 10 points for a winner?
Batch, I think you're booked for 3rd, I'm afraid, also. But you very nearly won it last week, didn't you? So there we are. You can't have it all, mate.
Can't have it always.
But you can keep the State Man trophy on. That would be very good for people who would like to watch that. I think. Just looking at apparently there's a Stu's inquiry somewhere. Where's that come from? Let's have a look. What are we doing down there? Oh yeah, the Goffer. I mean, quite a lot of love for the Goffer apparently in the Ultima. After that. All right, okay. Let her go out on her shield. Dan Kent comes back. He's livid about this. Dan is. Let her go out on her shield in the Champion Hurdle. She is the defending champion and deserves to run in the race.
Yeah, I must admit that I don't get. There's a lot of school of thought in racing when a horse suddenly just starts getting beat, like Honeysuckle. Suddenly you should be retiring them. Why? She's 8 years old.
Yeah.
She's 9 years old. Sorry. She's absolutely perfectly fine and healthy. She seems to be enjoying her racing. Yeah, she's not winning in the same way she used to, but why do we have to retire as soon as these horses get beat? Racing is about winning and losing. It's not about winning all the time.
Are you suggesting they should embark on a novice chase career?
No, of course not. But I think she deserves to have at least 2 more runs. And if they want to retire at the end of the year, then that's fine, isn't it?
The Mares Ascot Gold Cup.
You think she should go for the mares?
I don't know.
You'd let her run in the Champion Hurdle.
I don't think. Well, we said this last week. I don't think she should be allowed to run in the mares. But that's a different argument, isn't it? You know, horses that have won Grade 1 Champion Hurdles, 2 of them, shouldn't be allowed to then drop back against mares and run in a sub-Grade 1 type race. I don't think.
Poppycock.
Poppycock. That was a very polite way of debriefing on that, Batch. Thank you very much. Could have been a beat machine there. All right, good stuff. So there's loads of chat going on there, loads of people watching. There's one more race then on Racing Post Live this afternoon. This has been the final leg of 2 days at the DRF. Have we enjoyed it again?
Yeah, great racing, great Cheltenham clues, a few surprises as well.
Perfect position just before Cheltenham. They've stolen that one, haven't they?
Yeah.
Absolutely marvellous.
Yeah. Well, I kind of want to say that the meeting's a little bit overrated. A little bit. There's a lot of short price favourites.
You're not the only people that have been saying that.
A lot of short price favourites at the meeting. It's not Cheltenham. It's good. I like it, don't get me wrong, but
It's an appetite.
I think a lot of people.
Would you like to go to it?
A lot of people go wild for it, and it's not Cheltenham. But it's great. It's a great meeting.
We've got a good team over there, of course, this weekend. We've got Paul Keeley, who's back for In the Know tomorrow night, actually, by the way, guys. The first of the Mondays kicks off. Ross Barley coming back down every Monday, I think, now.
You ever been, Dave?
To Chelsea. No, not to this meeting. I've been to Leopardstown before.
I've been to this meeting when it wasn't the Dublin Racing Festival, if you know what I mean. When it was the Irish Champion Hurdle, it was run 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
A couple of times, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think that it's any...
Favourite race of the weekend?
Definitely better than that. Probably the El Fabiolo one, because I backed the winner.
Yeah, well, it was a hell of a sight, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was good. And
You backed him, did you?
yeah,
And give us a word what you think about his Arkle credentials.
I don't think he can beat John Bon,
Yeah.
but I think he's the main threat to John Bon. Last season, they finished first and second at Aintree, didn't they? Miles clear of Colonel Mustard. And I think that is the key piece of form. But I think Batch might be right in that maybe Cheltenham could catch El Fabiolo out. I don't think there's any doubts on John Bon's jumping. I think he looks a very sound jumper, and he's a better chaser than he was hurdler, and he was a better hurdler than El Fabiolo. So I think that John Bon will win. And yeah, if any horse is going to shake up John Bon, it will be El Fabiolo. But I don't think that anything else in the race is going to.
Do you have any eye catchers of the weekend? I mean, Banbridge was the obvious one, isn't it?
Standout one for me, the way he finished. Yeah.
That's going to be a great
What was the horse that you
Which one?
You said had a nice time round?
Oh yeah, fast or slow.
Fast or slow.
Fast or
That
slow.
wasn't so obvious, was it? Yeah, watch out in for the plate. You'll be down there.
He was.
You'll be down there in the boxes, tipping up them. I recommend you could, get yourself.
Lady B, have a few quid on there.
Manford, of course. Yeah, Mr. Coffee's will be her runner, wouldn't it?
Coffee, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, all right, great stuff. So, one more to come then here on Racing Post Live this afternoon. It's Facile Vega time. He's unbeaten. Is he the next Constitution Hill? We're going to preview the race right after this.
It's the best recommendation I've ever had.
I use it every day without fail.
It's my go-to for any race day.
Mate, it's so good.
It's like Frankel, but quicker.
Puts me one step ahead of this lot.
I nearly hit my head. Right, which camera do you want me to look in?
Giles, what do you think of the new app?
Well, I'm on it now, aren't I? I need it for my job. I think it's the dog.
It certainly is that, isn't it? The guys were just chatting away there as we were carrying on as well. Keel's in that advert today, isn't it? That's what I like to work with. I said that yesterday. I was like, Keel off your phone. Oh, which camera am I looking into? He will be back for In the Know then tomorrow with Ross Briley and Tom Siegel. Don't miss that. They'll be debriefing on the weekend. Looking ahead, it's Betfair Hurdle, isn't it, next weekend, of course?
Yes.
And the Kingmaker.
Kingmaker, Wincanton.
John Bon.
Yeah,
Jean Bon.
To show the others what he can do.
yeah. Look forward to that. Should
Just
be good.
another day out.
What's the ACCA now then at Cheltenham before we go and preview Facile Vega? Is he one of them?
John Bon.
What's the ACCA for Cheltenham?
Constitution.
What's the punters' ACCAs? Constitution. John
Bon.
Yeah, I wouldn't stray too far from Henderson and Mullins because they send these short prices to Cheltenham and they get it right time again, don't they? So probably, I mean, I don't fancy him, but I suppose a lot of people will put Galopin, Deschamps in the Gold Cup.
You want to lay him in the Gold Cup?
Yeah, I just don't think he's achieved enough yet to be that price. Yeah, 30 to 100 on yesterday. I mean, he's entitled to win the way he did, and if he was 7, 8 to 1, I'd be saying, well, yeah, fair enough, good bet. Up and coming horse. He's won all his races easily. Bit like when Best Mate won his first Gold Cup, similar sort of horse. And Best Mate, I think, for his first Gold Cup was, I don't know, 5 to 1.
10 to 1.
Yeah, he was a good price for most of the way. And I just think there's horses in there that have achieved more than Galopin Deschamps at this stage who are bigger prices than him. So,
Such as Noble Yates?
Noble Yates is my idea of the winner, of course. I think that Protectorate could run well as well.
Yeah, that's why I don't see that. I just don't see
Lossy
it.
Mouth, Constitution Hill.
John Bon.
Mighty Potter.
And John Bon. That would be your four
I would be worried about straying from Henderson Mullins. I would stick with Henderson Mullins. I did this last year, just on a side point, I think I said this before. I did this last year. I did an ACCA on the last day, and I got done by sticking in a Henry Daly horse called Hillcrest, who went up a short price.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have strayed from Mullins.
Mission Control have come up with an idea.
What?
We should put on, because we're doing rather well for the Inter Jockeys Fund today, by the way. We've got a few quid to play with now. Shall we put on an anti-post ACCA?
An anti-post
treble,
ACCA?
An anti-post treble. Now, you're going to have to flex your app capabilities here. You're going to have to, can you go to the big race entries? That's where you're going to have to go if you want to find out.
I will have to, yeah.
All right, we'll let G-Rod do this. Think about what you want to stick in. I've got a feeling I know what it's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let me have a little look as well.
Come on.
All right, come on. And what should it be, guys, out there? Because of course we've got what some people will be considering. Because of course loads of people will be putting in Facile Vega, won't they? Into
Yep.
there? Of course that's the opening race on the day. He's coming up. He's a best price at the moment. Well, you struggle to get 10 to 11 base. He's basically a general 6 to 5 on shot. which is just under 10 to 11 out there. 4 to 5 in a lot of places, 8 to 11 in a lot of places as well. Marine National. Good Lamb was quite impressive yesterday, wasn't he, in the Open?
Yeah, it was good.
He's he's
Yeah.
not a young horse, but he's quite a quick horse. But look, are you with Facile or what? Should we put Facile Vega in? I don't know. I don't think any of this panel's going to do it. Are we ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, so what are you putting in, Batch? You're going to go for your Arkle horse?
Yeah, I'm going for the Arkle horse, Jean Bon.
Jean Bon.
Okay. Right. Is this an opening day treble, or is this just across the board?
6 to 4, John Bon, isn't it?
6 to 4 Jambon. There you
Yeah.
go. That's the first leg of our charity ACCA.
You've got your thinking cap on there, haven't you, Dave?
I have. I'm very tempted to put Edwardstone in.
Are you?
I am. I think he'll win that.
You weren't very impressed with Gentleman de May?
I think Edwardstone will reverse that form around there. I'd be very tempted to put in Mighty Potter as well, by the way. I'm really happy with that. He just hasn't got that Cheltenham tick next to his name, so this is the one that we think is going to absolutely, definitely win. And I think Jerry Colon will win the Brown Advisory. It's been crying out for a star, that race. I like the Real Whacker, but I think he's a better horse by some considerable distance.
So you want to
What best price? What can we get on?
deviate
Jerry?
from the Henderson and Mullins axis,
I
and
think
you want
this will
to
be one for the
You told
Elliott
him,
Battalion.
Gerald, and he's died.
go for
he's
Jerry
strong.
Colon, 3
Right.
to 1.
Mighty Potter's quite short for that as well. By the way. It's
Yeah,
5 to 1
I
in
don't
the
think he'll be
price.
running there
5 to
though.
2, sorry, in
Do
the
you?
price. I don't think he will.
Okay, 3 to 1 then, Jerry
We can
Colon.
get threes. It's
Jerry-
only falls on the sports book. That's the only one that goes out. That 4 to 1, 9 to 2 yesterday is all gone. I like Jerry Colon. So it's now on to you, G Rod.
Now on to me. I mean,
Take your pick. You got the whole festival.
got the whole festival.
Yeah.
I think that the best bet of the festival at the moment is Marie's Rock in the Mares Hurdle, the Close Brothers Mares Hurdle. So I'm going to go with another Henderson.
Yeah.
So that's 2 Hendersons, isn't it? And 1 Elliott. 1 Elliott.
Elliot, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to stick Marie's Rock in at 5 to 2.
What's this about? Oh yeah, Honeysuckle at 9 to 4 now.
Yeah.
She's now displaced Marie's Rock. So is that what we're expecting from debriefs, by the way, guys? After Henry.
Henry might have said something then, yeah.
Probably, I'm assuming, as the guys at Mission Control have been listening in to what's.
They'll be scared.
Kenny Alexander apparently says, Jake Galloway said, definitely not the champion for Honeysuckle. They're in and out, in and out. Mr. Rodway talking sense, says Chris.
And Batch, I've
The
called
tide
it.
is turning, G-Rod. The tide is turning. Tom Leach all over Banbridge, for absolutely. I can see it, Tom, I can see it. A lot of people saying, what about Alaho? In the Ryanair. I guess that's probably very hard to beat.
Yeah, I mean, he'll win if he
Alaho
turns
form.
up, won't he? But I don't know if I want to be taking a very short price about him after such a long left. Should we?
Can we get the bet on then?
Yeah,
I like Marie's Rock as well.
Yeah, Marie's Rock has got a
She
huge
won that
chance.
despite, was it the rail kill she won? Despite cantering all over them, pulling like an absolute mare, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But she ran up that hill very quick.
Yeah, so should we do the treble?
Let's do it. What does it pay? What are the combined odds
The
there?
combined odds. Let's do £10. £350. So 34 to 1 on the 3.
Absolutely lovely.
Be
This
nice,
is a great
wouldn't it?
game, isn't it?
Yeah, so John Bon, Jerry Colon and Marie's Rock, 350 if we get that for the Injured Jockeys Fund, and Mattie Batchelor's hip.
Yes.
All right, yes, indeed, quite a lot. So the pressure's on you to get it over the line first. Then G-Rob will be trying to do it, and then on the Wednesday, I'll be cheering home the Jerry. Happy days. All right, that's our and first anti-post ACCA place then for the Indus Jockeys Fund. We've had a great day here, largely thanks to G-Rod actually. Very, very good indeed. And I might just so we're going into the final leg now for the trophy. I'm not sure it should be sitting next to you, by the way.
You're 1 point ahead.
Should be in the middle.
You're 1 point
And I
ahead.
can hand it. It's only time it's going to be
Point in
close
it.
to me.
I'd
It's
share
all
this
going to
trophy yesterday.
change. It's all going to
Wildest.
change here now,
Kenny
Dan.
Alexander's just about to be interviewed actually by Nick Lutt, so I'm pretty sure that he's going to say it'll be mares if it's going to be anything. So anyway, thank goodness she's just come out of it all right and all that sort of stuff. Andy Sim, Dave. Oh right, okay. Dave's 16. Oh, Andy's been keeping his own tally out there. Good on you, Andy.
Yeah.
15. G-Rod 15. Batch? Question mark. Questionable performance, I agree. High definition for Andy. All right, we'll count you in on this then, Andy. Well done for getting
Well,
it right.
if Andy gets high definition, then he's going to tie with me because I think the high definition is going to beat this Facile Vega.
Keels has doubled down on his disliking for Facile Vega
I
by
think
going with high definition as well.
I think he's very good, Facile.
Kevin O'Ryan on the morning show also said high definition. Well, he is a good horse. He just didn't jump very well, did he? Despite winning.
Facile Vega.
No.
High definition.
High definition. Well, yeah, but he was very easy to back that day. I just thought that maybe he would need the run. It was such a long time, wasn't it, since we'd last seen him. We were talking about horse that...
He's got a 120 on the flat.
Exactly, we're talking about horse that's just far better than even Facile Vega. And
the form's worked out because the
6th
horse of Mullins came out and won next time. Parmian, who was supposed to win that race, if you called it to the market, he was a little bit disappointing. Second time out, he finished second, but still pretty much pound for pound in that. And Jatara, the mare of Jesse Harrington's, also improved on her racing post ratings by £10.
If this were a flat race, would you fancy Facile Vega or High Definition?
Well, it's not a flat race.
No, but if it were.
Well, I get it. I get what you're trying to say. The interesting thing is that Facile Vega has done it his own way pretty much. But we know in the Champion Bumper he enjoyed taking a lead, didn't he? And we want to see what he's like taking a lead. Il Tomp, who reopposes, whacked the first when they won the Grade 1 at Christmas. And Facile had to go and do it again from the front. And they think that's why he was a little bit of concentration, jump as well as game. He was a tad flat. But he's still got the job done. And you can have an off day, can't you? Do you like him, Batchelor? Do you think he just wins?
Yeah, I do. I think he's the real deal. And as you say, he's done it from the front. And he's probably just got a little bit bored in front. But as you say, he's still just got on with it and done it. And that means everything. I think he's going to do it again today.
He's not beaten a good horse yet, has he?
Who, Facile Vega?
Yeah. American Mike, not very good. Yeah. Redemption.
Joyo Machine, who was good until he went to. The got bogged down, didn't he, in the Cello?
Redemption
He
Day.
beat him on debut.
Irritate Tom.
Sandor Clegane, he beat by 12 lengths. That is a good horse. I'm not having that. So it was when he won the Future Stars at this meeting last year that worked out to be.
He's not beaten a horse like High Definition in his career, that's for sure. He's not beaten a proper Group 2/1 flat horse.
The Cheltenham Bumper hasn't worked out that well, has it? Authorised Speed's a very good horse. I don't know what else have we got down there. Yes, not a lot of good horses in that when you're looking at it, guys, is there, unfortunately? But he was just, look, he's thought to be the second coming. But he's got a massive legion of fans out there. I'm looking at all his wins here and seeing Redemption Day again. We haven't seen him, have we? It's not worked out badly these races. He beat Trees on his hurdling debut, but by a street. I'm taking him on here.
Ooh.
I'm taking him on.
I thought you were with him here.
No. My pick for the Cup is a horse called Dark Raven, who I'm rather keen on, I must say. He'd been off for a long time before he came back in the race after. Who won the? It was High Definition. It was the race after High Definition won on St Stephen's Day, Boxing Day over there. He beat a horse called Dr. Bravo, who's since come out and won handsomely for Gordon Elliott. And he looked rusty that day. He looked better. The further he went, the better he was. He's over 2 mile. He might find it sharp enough, but I've had a go at him without. I've had a go at him in each way extras and all that sort of stuff. He's also I just absolutely love.
Oh yeah.
If he hadn't have missed that year, he would have been right up there, I think, for the Muniers. I think he's been overlooked in the market. I think Irish Point's got to have a chance. He's one of the standard bearers here, isn't he? And in the pocket, we've seen Henry de Bromhead's horse get his form handsomely advertised as well all the way.
High Definition is a huge drifter.
Why? But he was when he won. He drifted all the way out at Leopardstown when he won.
He did. Very weird. Lots of money for Irritate Tom and your one, Dark Raven. Facile Vega's going to jump off in front.
How they get on then, and despite the fact they say he wants to lead, they're not going to make this a dawdle with Facile Vega, which is interesting in itself.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Il Tom content to take a lead then now, and High Definition, who made all on his hurdling debut, one-time Derby horse and one-time O'Brien Moniker, best horse I've trained. Oh my lord, he absolutely walked through that. What was that? Just very clumsy batch, High Definition.
Yeah, just not concentrating. Didn't pick his front end up and just chested it.
He very nearly won a Group 1 on the flat when Alan Kerr, who was a right horse on his day, Alan Kerr for William Agus on the flat, just pipped him in the Tattersalls Gold Cup when he went from the front, High Definition. Okay, all right. Il Tom then in third. In the pocket, who's a fascinating horse going forward. Some beautiful animals going forward in this. He's a little bit lit up in midfield. Dark Raven out the back. That's the one that I'm hoping will have something to say in the finish. And out the back, Irish Point. David Russell taking his time. He was second in Royal Bond, this chap, wasn't he? And of course, he's since been second to the Navan Hurdle. He's got Grade 1 placed form. So hopefully, I think I'll tell you what, he's either not going or he's really being ridden very confidently, Irish Point. But they're the horses that we want to see around Facile Vega to give us exactly that light. I don't like the way that Dark Raven's jumping actually a little bit at the moment as well. I think he wants to go a bit faster under Daryl Jacob at the moment as well. Okay, that's your order. 2 are going clear, Graeme, Rodway.
It's interesting, isn't it? They're taking each other on, going head to head, these two. High definition, Facile Vega, miles clear of the rest.
This is great to see, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to find out what Facile Vega's made of here. High definition looks far from natural jumper, but we know that he's got a lot of flat speed, so he's got no problem going this early pace with Facile Vega.
So what's Facile Vega doing here, Batch? Is he ensuring that higher definition doesn't get an easy lead? I mean, I don't know. We're not learning a lot about him, really, are we?
Paul's hands just keep coming up a little bit just to try and keep him taking back. I think he'd rather that high definition.
Oh, no. High definition's unseated. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. 1 error too many. JJ Slevin did his best. Now, Facile Vega finds himself all of a sudden 4 lengths in. I tell you, he wasn't great there, Facile Vega, either. Whatever you think about the horse, he's going to have to jump a lot better than he's done in his last 2 runs. Win, lose or draw come the opening day of the Cheltenham Festival. The opening race in the pocket now in second. Hilaire Tomp, who followed him home at Christmas. He's in third. Dark Raven just starting to warm up. An Irish point. Weird old tactics this on the grey.
Very.
He's either, I don't know, Dave Russell not happy or he's playing for a very late flourish. But at the moment, it's Facile Vega, and I'm sure he's gone very short on the machine. Let's have a little... In fact, he's still only 2s on, actually, as Hilaire Tomp starts to warm up a little bit. Now, we'll see whether Dark Raven wants a little bit further now here. He could be a finisher in the pocket on the inside. Rob, what are you expecting? Just easy now?
I think we're going to see him make all here, Facile Vega, but the others are not off the bridle yet, are they? They're all stacking up behind him. He'll take Tom. And Dark Raven and the McManus horse, but he still looks to be going comfortably on the Fav.
They lit each other up the first 2.
Here we go in running. Now we're going to... He's just giving him a breather here, Paul. Daryl Jacobs sensing he's going to get a bit closer on Dark Raven. He's got right engine, Dark Raven. He's going to need to jump the last 2 better than he has done so far. They're bypassing it.
Is he in trouble?
Okay.
Is he in trouble?
I'll tell you what, Hilaire Tomp's running all over Facile Vega at the moment.
He could be in trouble.
He could be in trouble a little bit. There's not another one going down, is he? Look at in the pocket on the inside. Rachel Blackmore will need to get out, but that's got lots of running. Dark Raven as well. He's going to finish strong, Dark Raven, I think.
Trouble, he's beaten.
Tapped by either side. He looks like he might be beaten here, guys. Oh my lord! He's going to really need to show something he's not done in his career. Hilaire Tomp going for it. This would be a massive surprise, wouldn't it? This is the second season novice, but he's outspeeding him. Dark Raven's run an absolute blinder, finding it a bit too sharp. Over he goes. The Grey's going to win this. Facile Vega, he's going to finish last. Facile Vega, what on earth has gone on? Come on, Dark Raven, please hold on for that second. I'll tell you what, in the pocket's going to do him for second, annoyingly. But Hilaire Tomp, the day in the sun, no good behind Facile Vega last time. A battle on for second between In the Pocket and Dark Raven, 2 very good horses. Irish Point, never in it. Facile Vega. I'll tell you what, if you're anywhere near Leopardstown at the moment, look out for the corks popping, because Keeley is about to buy the champagne. The 14-1 shot, Danny Mullins, the super sub again. What do we make of that?
The old petrol gauge went down to empty very, very quick there. Wow. I don't know. I mean, they turned down the side. They went clear high definition and Facile Vega, and I don't know if it's just paid dividends at the end. He emptied very quickly.
I think they went too hard early.
It might have gone too hard.
Do you think it can't be just that, can it? I mean, he's finished last.
I don't know what's happened.
Listen, it's...
Sometimes you just got to scratch your head, haven't you, guys?
They've either... That's, for me, they've either gone... That pace is told at the end, or he's stopped like a horse, like a blood vessel. He stopped too quick.
That's what I mean. Something too bad to be true.
Yeah, too
basically.
bad.
Yeah, look, let's hope he's all right. I mean, but look, the bubble has burst on Facile Vega, and you can hear the silence around Leopardstown from here, all the way in the capital. We're in the South Bank, and I can hear it, guys. Very interesting run on Irish Point. I don't know what that was all about. Yeah, we'll see where he goes from here. But I thought Dark Raven was going to come and run a really big race. He's also I still like going forward, actually. I think he probably want a little bit softer ground than that and a little bit further. Keep with him. He's a lovely animal. In the pocket, lovely horse going forward, isn't he? And the winner, I mean, a lot of people thought he might win the Triumph last year at Flyer, didn't he? He was a maiden going into that.
Yeah.
He was a second season novice.
Robbie Wilders did tip him for this year's champion hurdle, I think. But he's obviously not that good, but he's going to be a player at Cheltenham, is he not?
He's a quick horse, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I think at this point, they bypass the second last. I mean, that doesn't make any difference, does it, whatsoever? I was getting excited about Dark Raven here. In the pocket was caught in exactly that turning round. Well, I mean, I'm waiting for the quotes coming forward of what this is going to do for the Supreme market. They're usually into me by now. It's so rapid. This has confounded them, I think. But we're going to, I mean, you can't be odds on now, can he?
No.
I mean, it's just remarkable, isn't
I couldn't.
The amount of bile that was aimed at people on Twitter for saying that this horse is not going to win the Supreme Novice Hurdle it was incredible.
I could not have him on my mind for Cheltenham now, could you?
Not
After that.
Yeah, would he even go?
I don't think he'll run.
I mean, a 14-1 shot then. Facile Vega was sent off at 9-4 on, and that is the final race of the day here on Racing Post Live. And the trophy. And the trophy. Oh, look at that. That's 3 shows in a row, lads. And I'm glad that we're doing this because, you know, when I present...
Hold on, it was a draw yesterday.
Hang on, no. It's a 1 next to your name if you dead heat, Batch. It's considered a
draw, no bet.
a victory.
2.5.
It's considered a victory.
2.5.
Hang on.
Out
A win's a win. 2.5 you're suggesting. Mattie Batch has done a Graeme Rodway, and you've come back a little bit, all right?
I just want to make this point. I walked in the gallery earlier and I tipped Il Était Temps to win the last race. And I walked up to Il and I said, oh, can we make that high definition?
You did, yeah. I did witness that.
That just rubs
Absolutely
further salt into the wound.
Oh, we're done then, guys. Look, you'll see it all at the Racing Post on the website. The digital edition comes out at 9 p.m. Read all about it, as they say. Fly in the newspaper your way. Unmissable Monday paper it's going to be. We've got the front page coming your way. In the Nose coming back. I'll be back on Friday for a sizzling What a Shout, and then we do the Betfair Hurdle next Saturday. All to come here. Batch, good luck.
Thank you.
With the operation.
Yes.
I'm sure you'll be bouncing back.
Fingers crossed.
Will you in here, mate? Don't worry, it's
Will
easy
we
done.
in
We've got
here? Get me in
access.
here somehow.
We can do it. We'll get it in. G-Rod, great tipping today.
Yeah, great to be back.
Jockey's Fun got a few quid because of you.
Yeah, great. Yeah, always good to win such money for such a good cause, isn't it?
Work on that Barnet before we come back on.
I'll be down the Turkish.
You got when are you next back? A couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks. Yeah, I'll be back for the old Racing Post Chase, I think.
Ah, there we are. Okay, towards the end of February. What a great betting day that is. And I've been Dave Orton. Mission Control will be brilliant this weekend as well. That's Will Carey and Samuel Hart as well. So from us here at Racing Post Live, thanks for sticking with us this weekend. Wasn't it fun? Bubbles burst all over the place.